Gecik zamyang lugda migijin. Jidze lebadun wei mugugi. Amejin love zemla dubaru. Building the way the marvin bojen. Dagi linga benuding jula. Andrin den bo bone jizunde. Uzu dogi myonup zaduzu. Homage to Arya Lokeshwaram, the compassion of all the conquering Buddhas of the 10 directions, numbering as many atoms as the countless worlds, as deep as an ocean, and attached, completely attached to living beings, from which was born that perfect splendor of wonderful qualities, renowned as Avalokiteshvara, the great guide, the jewel mounted upon whom we should all rely. To you I bow. Upon a mandala replete with the light of the moon, your feet like pure lotus petals stand together in the center of a pure and fresh lotus. In the world you radiate with perfect clarity like the moon when full. Seeing you the heart was relieved of all pain, and great joy is spread everywhere. Though your compassion is as cool as a touch of snow, it nevertheless burns away the hordes of demons. Though your wisdom is far beyond phenomena characterized by signs, mandalas of detailed elaboration nevertheless appear to it. Though you have crossed over samsara, you constantly show birth in the three realms. The wise are amazed at such illusion-like activities. Permeating all phenomena, you are the orb of the sky on a clear autumn night. Relied upon constantly by all fortunate beings, you are the uncomplaining great earth. Dispelling the darkness of ignorance of the entire world, you are the blazing sun. Soothing the torment of the mind burned by anger, you are the moon. You show the mandala of your beautiful face like a fully bloomed white lotus, as white as rock crystal and pure conch shell. You possess the beauty of youth. In the midst of limitless and vast clouds of offerings, you enjoy magical play with the liberating goddess, radiant amid an entourage of endless Kadaras, the wrathful deities. All those who have fallen into the wretched state of being, tormented by the myriad sufferings brought on by fire, wind, pernicious fortune, the wrath of kings, and the like, are drawn up one after the other by your rays of light, as if they were being bathed with the moon, and brought to enjoy the supreme bliss of the gods. Your fragrant braids of hair tied up upon your head blend with the blue light of the sky. The mighty Buddha Amitabha beautifully in the center as your crown Buddha's crown. Your right hand in the mudra of giving, to whose fingertips constantly fall drops of white nectar like shining pearls to soothe the torment of the hungry ghost. Your left hand resting upon your hip in graceful pose, a beautiful and pure form prostrated too by Indra, from Indra and the other arrogant gods. You are therefore the mighty one of the world. You reveal 1,000 other hands adorned with mudras of the wheel, the lotus, the arrow, the bow, and so on. Possessing 1,000 eyes, you show perfectly living beautiful faces. To some you emanate as Singhanatha, the leader of malicious Nagas, and to others you are Mogapaisha, Nilakanta, and so forth. At times you are Hayagriva, Lord of hindrances and the Lord of the wrathful. Sometimes you are Black Mahakala, but your mind never strays from compassion. The vast expanse of worlds that stretches throughout space knows no end. Yet you emanate as many forms as there are living beings in these worlds, all of which is done without the thought to move even a mere single hair. Like rain falling from the clouds, you have no deliberation. You have left behind all words that do not in any way serve living beings. Your unending methodology of speech in tune with the mentality of each being teaches pathways of Dharma greater in number than the drops of the ocean. Those whose ears receive your speech will dwell perfectly within your words. Like the singing of a beautiful youth that blends with the sound of many stringed vina of the celestial mansions. You words delight the mind, but you will destroy the desires of the desirous. Like the thunder that roars through the sky, your speech resounds far and high. And yet for those struck by fright, their fear is at once reduced to mere words. When you turn the wheel of the Dharma in a voice high in pure tones and down to the equality, how to liberate those wandering in samsara, to be trapped by unstable birth and death, you have already perfected the features of the speech of the Buddhas, past, present, and future. Therefore, as master of fearless qualities of speech, you are renowned as the Guru of all worlds. Living beings love themselves, yet sometimes out of anger, they are intent on killing themselves. You, however, constantly look upon living beings, as a mother would look upon her only child. Long ago, your mind cast away even the tiniest thought of doing harm to others. The love, therefore, that those like me have for themselves cannot compare anywhere or near a fraction of your compassion. Your never-ending, ceasing, peaceful gaze is as calm as being bathed in the scented waters of camphor, sandalwood, and Bedford grass. One part of your eyes is forever fixed on the six types of living beings, and yet your mind, resting in the Dharmadhatu, where all proliferation of experience and appearance have dissolved, is constantly embraced by the supreme bliss with all movements still. Such a mind, I prostrate. I pray that the rain from your nectar will cool the hot hells, where beings are burned alive by flames that blaze on all sides. Where murderous butchers surround them, terrify them. The mouths agape, their eyes red and staring. Where others are boiled like grains of wheat in vats of molten copper. I pray that your warm touch protects those in the cold hells, where flesh and bones are torn apart by the cold. I pray that you send forth the nectar for food and clothing to hungry ghosts, whose stomachs are the sides of mountains, whose noses are blocked, whose limbs are thin as veins, whose bodies are emaciated and covered with dust, with sparks flying from their limbs where the joints rub together, for whom merely looking at water causes it to dry up, and who are constantly weary and tormented by thirst, for animals who will even throw away their precious lives in pursuit of the tiny happiness of just a morsel of food, who have no way of developing virtue and reducing non-virtue, who are ugly in shape and chiller and constantly a little merry. I pray that you, if you remember virtue, they will always be able to live a life of happiness. Give them the delights and pleasures of the celestial king, Brahma, enjoyed within divine mansions that radiate with jewel light. One day, through the force of transience, fade away, and he too will plunge into the fires of hell. Even his bones and marrow will be burnt away. The young gods who lie on soft beds that bring pleasure to the touch, and who play and frolic in the beautiful pleasure gardens, will one day drink boiling molten metal, and be dragged across strewn with sharp iron thorns. Those that are high will be quickly become lowly servants fit only to be kicked, like the flowers at the end of autumn. This time of youth will soon fade. Like enjoying a barred ornament, wealth will definitely disappear in time. Like a flash of lightning, even my life appears only for a moment. The world after this one is far from the one we are used to, and it is I alone who must wander in its dense darkness. And so it is that this terrifying state of samsara, this deception of the mental afflictions, will ultimately let us down. I beg you to lift us with the hand of your compassion from this ocean of suffering. It is true that the teachings of the Buddha are well established in the land surrounded by snowy mountains. But most Dharma practitioners are shorn by the closed ethics, and like wicked wanderers have abandoned all shame. They defend lay people, look toward them, and engage in acts looked down upon by the wise. Alas, the sun of the sacred Dharma has almost set between the mountains. The powerful eagerly pursue their own desires, fight amongst each others, and maltreat the weak. The poor are constantly served in servitude, and cannot even find mere food. In such a dreadful state of generation, if I were to be ignored by you, noble one, then what will your promise of the past to me? How can your subjects turn to refuge? Even your own name is blessed. Whoever hears it will be free from fear. Those who keep your name in mind will be similar to performing devotions to countless Buddhas. This has been taught by the great sage with words of truth. And so with great hope we make a prayer to you, great protector, who have left behind the mind that is distracted elsewhere. Will rescue those desperate sentient beings. I pray that all living beings devote themselves to the three jewels. They have faith in cause and effect and follow always the path of Dharma. I pray with countless wrathful peaceful emanations, perfectly suited to the various types of living beings, who will bring forth all dear strength, who fall into the drift of samsara. May I too have great devotion to you, fairness, intelligence that knows the truth of the way things are. I have to work for others with compassion. May I attain the wisdom which power to crush all Mars. May I dwell in the ways of pure and perfect Dharma, and live all beings for a long time. I am one of no intelligence, but the fleet of my mind. enough to produce these animated and beautiful white bubbles. It is the garland of words and exultation and lament. Whoever reads it recalls it had to be freed from all taints of our deeds, and be cared for in the Potala Pure Land by that great and supreme conqueror of Avalokiteshvara. I instantaneously arise as the holy body of the great compassionate one. Manda greed Zubawa Judo Zawa Dama Zubawa Judo The offering substances become just empty. For more than emptiness from brim syllables, vast and extensive precious vessels arise. Within each the syllable Om melts into light, from which arise drinking water, water for the feet, flowers, incense, lamps, perfume, food, and music. Empty in nature, they have the aspect of the individual types of offerings, and function to bestow special uncontaminated bliss. Omar Gama Hum Padima Bujbea Humum Dubea Nalakea Humum Giandea Nibria Hum Shada I go for refuge in the name enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. But the reflections of venerity and so forth become Buddha to benefit all migrating beings. I go for refuge in the name enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. Reflections of generosity and so forth become Buddha to benefit all migrating beings. I go for refuge in the name enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. Reflections of generosity and so forth become Buddha to benefit all migrating beings. The thought desiring to liberate migrating beings, let's go for refuge of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. The heart of it is enlightenment achieved. Perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness, present to the Buddhas for the benefit of sentient beings, which is thought of enlightenment. Thought desiring to liberate migrating beings, I always go for refuge of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And the heart of enlightenment is achieved. Perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness in the presence of the Buddhas, for the benefit of sentient beings, and to generate the thought of enlightenment. With a thought desiring to liberate migrating beings, I always go for refuge. Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, till the heart of enlightenment is achieved. Perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness, the presence of the Buddhas, for the benefit of sentient beings, and generate the thought of enlightenment. Rays of light emanate from the right league, the rest of the moon disk of the heart of oneself. Visualize the great compassionate one, invoking from the natural abode Gloria Arya, compassionate one, having the aspect of 11 faces, surrounded by the root and lineage gurus, the assembly of deities, the great compassionate one, and then an assembly of meditational deities, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Thakas, and Dakinis, our protectors and guardians, all abiding in the space before me, on a wide stemmed thousand-petaled lotus. Embodying all Buddhas and holders of the one, roots of the three sublime ones, to all gurus that prostrate. One never tires of seeing your body's beauty, its qualities beyond thought. To Guru's forms I prostrate. Melodious Brahma like speech, who's like the mighty lion, terrifies non-believers. To Guru's speech I prostrate. Wisdom of bliss and voidness, like spaces free of concepts, dwelling in triple freedom. To Guru's minds I prostrate. Sugata's Dharmakaya, you seal six realms beings. 11th head pervades all. Amitabha I prostrate. Who helps according to need, with eyes of thousand Buddhas, with arms of thousand Varnaks. To Chenrezig I prostrate. Dakini Lakshminkara, Harienda Vajin. Yeshe Bodha Gelsen, lineage I prostrate. Chenrezig's great compassion, Manjushri's mindful knowing. Tsongkhapa Jula sages, Lozang Drakpa I prostrate. Guarding with great compassion oceans of boundless merit. Founders who are all knowing, Tathagatas, I prostrate. The path of sublime meaning, which frees us from our passions, frees us from suffering realms. To Dharma's peace I prostrate, abiding in three trainings, showing the path of freedom. Endowed with realizations, sublime Sangha I prostrate. You born into the Shakyak land, destroyer of all evils. Form like a golden mountain, to Shaka's king I prostrate. A refuge for the guideless, you prevent untimely death. Chief of the guides of this world, Amitayas I prostrate. Bhagavan with great compassion, you cleanse every poison sickness. Purify bad migrations, Lapis Buddha I prostrate. You with youthful appearance, adorned with lamp of wisdom, endowed with realizations, you with youthful appearance, adorned with lamp of wisdom, dispel darkness of three worlds, to Manjushri I prostrate. Much praised by all the Buddhas, vast merits you collected. Even the name Chenrezig, always to you I prostrate. Sangedra and Yishandor, Pamagawa, Don Yoshot, and to you Hala Hala, Chenrezig, I prostrate. Bhagyan Dorji, True, One True, Dringona, Hari Hari. Aryas of 10 directions, all Chenrezig, I prostrate. 30 frees from samsara, to Tari from the eight fears. 30 frees from all disease, Mother Tara, I prostrate. You scares Mahabala, his mantra king, your virtuous. Taming all the unsubdued, Vajrapani I prostrate, equaling all the atoms of earth my body is prostrate, with confidence unshaking to all those worthy of praise. Homage to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You lions among humans of past, present, and future, in all corners of this world, with all my three doors I bow. By power of this prayer, seeing Buddhas directly, I bow to them with bodies as many as all atoms. On each atom are Buddhas, as many as all atoms. Like this I have conviction that everywhere are Buddhas, acclaiming all these Buddhas with endless oceans of praise. Ocean-like melodious sounds I sing to God his praises, the best of all the flowers, garlands, symbols, and ornaments. And parasols and incense I offer to the conquerors. Supreme fragrances, garments, medicines, exquisite things well displayed I offer to the conquerors. With strong faith in good actions I prostrate to all conquerors, and offer them these offerings extensive and unsurpassed. Offering goddesses arise from the created one's heart and make offerings. Maria Lugishvara Zavariwa Aram Bradijazuham Maria Lugishvara Zavariwa Adyam Bradijazuham Maria Lugishvara Zavariwa Uzbek Bradijazuham Maria Lugivara Zabariwa Dube Bratijazu Maria Lugivara Zabariwa Aluge Bratijazu Maria Lugivara Zabariwa Yende Bratijazu Maria Lugivara Zabariwa Niveri Bradijazuha Maria Lugivara Zabariwa Wanjindagi Sajin, Omendagi Ahun, Jidari Boyugi Borwayuzu, Shiga Burirab, Jalu Babu, Zambule, Nubalanju, Janduminyan, Udalu Bangayudang Ayabzan, Yadandan Landrudu, Dominion, Dominion Gida, Rimboje, Riwo, Bazangi, Jindu, Joyeba, Mama Bailo, Do, Bolo, Rimboje, Nobo, Rimboje, Rimboje, Lumbo, Rimboje, Mambo, Rimboje, Nandu, Rimboje, Mambo, Rimboje, Dejunbo, Yibomba, Yema, Dremama, Luma, Gama, Vedama, Duboma, Nanduma, Driduma, Sima, Dawa, Rimboje, Venamberg, Yawegel, Zen, Uzularami, Tajabum, Zumba, Mazawa, Mebazani, Nido, Vida, Jinjinza, Warangi, Barji, Bebelin, Nomadam, Vanamda, Duyam, Baju, Juje, Jimbola, Zogoran, Jebanam, Yambu, Wargyu, Duje, Drove, Donguje, Zuzu, Zazuru Manganam Gidaran Yambe Zinjin Tabjela Zewa Jimbogone Jingila Duzum Zajivu Meidu Amri Rabdi Nidegembadi Samgindum Nidehuwagi Rugunamdajinam Jubarudagijada Mozungiwe Yuhuranyambarzum Ludalunjojem Ambamivan Bungilegine Tuzunamzadruva Shingiro Vildenamen Woodzidenman Anganyam Yongla Vigio Wadam Dagyem Malu Sozadijame Yoduza Eidoba Jingiro Irangurana Mandala Gamriyadayami. Whatever evil I have done with my body, speech, and mind, or natural attachment, hatred, and confusion, ignorance, bless them all individually. From the dedication to Barada beyond the Bazagir, Chigalta, not check solo. From the dedication to Barada beyond the Bazagir, Chigalta, not check solo. From the dedication to Barada beyond the Bazagir, Chigalta, not check solo. From the dedication to Barada beyond the Bazagir, Chigalta, not check solo. Meditation the better the beyond about the basic unity gets on a check salon. Meditation the better the beyond about the basic unity gets on a check salon. Meditation the better the beyond about the basic unity gets on a check salon. No Bhagavati Radikate Rajaya, Dedicate the Mixamburaya, Tedam Rane Rane Marane Rane Vijaya Soham. No Bhagavati Radikate Rajaya, Dedicate the Mixamburaya, Tedam Rane Rane Marane Rane Vijaya Soham. No Bhagavati Radikate Rajaya, Dedicate the Mixamburaya, Tayadam Rane Rane Maharane Rane Vijaya Soham. No Bhagavati Radikate Rajaya, Dedicate the Mixamburaya, Tayadam Rane Rane Maharane Rane Vijaya Soham. No Bhagavane Radike Jara Jaya Natikata Yara is an example I am. Tayatoma Nera 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 Vijaya Soham. No Bhagavane Radike Rajaya Natikata Yara is an example I am. Tayatoma Nera Maharani Vijaya Soham. No Bhagavane Radike Rajaya Natikata Yara is an example I am. Tayatoma Nera Maharani Vijaya Soham. Om Namo Manjushri Namo Sushri Nama Uttama Shriya Soham. Om Namo Manju Shriya Nama Sushriya Nama Uttama Shriya Soham. Om Namo Manju Shriya Nama Sushriya Nama Uttama Shriya Soham. I tend to go to at all times, take refuge in the Guru, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. I tend to go to at all times, take refuge in the Guru, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. I tend to go to at all times, take refuge in the Guru, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. To the founder Bhagavan Haradegat Madagata Buddha, glorious conqueror Shakimuni Buddha, I prostrate. Tadagara Third Strong in the Father Essence, I prostrate. Tadagara Within Jewel, I prostrate. Tadagara King Lord of the Nagas, I prostrate. Tadagara Army of Heroes, I prostrate. Tadagara Lighted Hero, I prostrate. Tadagara Jewel Fire, I prostrate. Tadagara Jewel Moonlight, I prostrate. Tadagara Meaningful Sea, I prostrate. Tadagara Jewel Moon, I prostrate. Tadagara Stainless One, I prostrate. Tadagara Glittered Courage, I prostrate. Tadagara Pure One, I prostrate. Tadagara Bestowed Purity, I prostrate. Tadagara Water, God, I prostrate. Tadagara Deity, the Water, God, I prostrate. Tadagara Glorious Goodness, I prostrate. Tadagara Glorious Sandalwood, I prostrate. Tadagara Infinite Splendor, I prostrate. Tadagara Glorious Light, I prostrate. Tadagara Starless Glory, I prostrate. Tadagara Stunning Craving, I prostrate. Tadagara Glorious Flower, I prostrate. Tadagara Pilatus Gliding by Play, I prostrate. Tadagara Lotus Lighters Gliding by Play, I prostrate. Tadagara Glorious Wealth, I prostrate. Tadagara Glorious Mindfulness, I prostrate. To the Tadagara Glorious Name, one even down, I prostrate. To the Tadagara the Victor of Inner from His Tower, I prostrate. Tadagara Glorious One, totally subduing, I prostrate. Tadagara utterly victorious in battle, I prostrate. Tadagara Glorious Transcendent through subduing, I prostrate. To the Tadagara subduing glorious manifestation, still building all, I prostrate. Tadagara also during Jewel Lotus, I prostrate. To the Tadagara Harp of the Completed Buddha. King Modis, King of Lord of Mountains, follow me, see that I don't notice, I prostrate. The founder Bhagavan had the Buddha's Buddha, glorious conqueror, Shakyamuni, but I prostrate. The third the strong and fighter essence, I prostrate. I got a radiant jewel, I prostrate. I got a King Lord of the Nagas, I prostrate. I got a army of heroes, I prostrate. I got a lighted hero, I prostrate. I got a glory. I got a jewel fire, I prostrate. I got jewel moonlight, I prostrate. I got meaningful to see, I prostrate. I got jewel moon, I prostrate. Sagara episode Sagara Stevens can I prostrate, Sagara episode courage I prostrate. Sagara here when I prostrate, Sagara episode of pure I prostrate. Sagara water got I prostrate, Sagara lady the water got I prostrate. That's the Sagara glorious goodness I prostrate, Sagara glorious sandalwood I prostrate. Sagara infinite splendor I prostrate, Sagara glorious light I prostrate. Sagara starless glory I prostrate, Sagara son of uncraving I prostrate, Sagara glorious flower I prostrate. I got a pure light is closing in my play I prostrate, I got a load of light is closing in my play I prostrate. I got a glorious wealth I prostrate, that I got a glorious mindfulness I prostrate. That I got a glorious name money around I prostrate, that I got a king who's a victory banner from his power I prostrate. That I got a glorious one to subduing I prostrate, that I got a utterly victorious in battle I prostrate, that I got a glorious transcendent through subduing I prostrate. That I got a glorious manifestation to eliminating all I prostrate, that I got a glorious one. Also doing Jewel Lotus I prostrate, that I got a harp of the Buddha. Glory, King Lord of the Mountains, firmly seated in Jewel Lotus I prostrate. To the founder Bhagavan, had a fully accomplished Buddha, who is conquer Shakyamuni Buddha, I prostrate. The Bhagavan, that I got a third strong in the broad essence, I prostrate. That I got a radiant jewel, I prostrate. That I got a King Lord of the Mountains, King Lord of the Nagas, I prostrate. That I got a army of heroes, I prostrate. That I got a delighted hero, I prostrate. That I got a red jewel fire, I prostrate. That I got a jewel moon, I prostrate. That I got a meaningful to see, I prostrate. That I got a jewel moon, I prostrate. That I got a stainless when I prostrate. That I got a episode of courage, I prostrate. That I got a pure when I prostrate. That I got an episode of purity, I prostrate. That I got a water god I prostrate. That I got a deity, the water god I prostrate. That I got a glorious goodness I prostrate. That I got a glorious sandalwood I prostrate. That I got a infinite splendor I prostrate. That I got a glorious light I prostrate. That I got a source glory I prostrate. That I got a sun non craving I prostrate. That I got a glorious flower I prostrate. That I got a clear light glittering by play I prostrate. That I got a lotus light glittering by play I prostrate. That I got a in, glorious wealth I prostrate. That I got a glorious mindfulness I prostrate. That I got a glorious name while I renowned I prostrate. That I got a king holiday victory of the most power I prostrate. That I got a glorious one totally subduing I prostrate. That I got a victorious in battle I prostrate. That I got a glorious translated to subduing I prostrate. That I got a glorious manifestation of the living all I prostrate. That I got also dreams lotus I prostrate. That I got a harp of the Buddha. A king of Lord of the Mountains, from the seated angel lotus I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Hadara for the Buddhist Buddha. Lord Angorius, King of Lake Science, I prostrate. The Bhagavan Hadara the Buddha. King of Balaris, delivering the skill. The Raju's Lotus, I prostrate. Bhagavan Hadara, the Buddhist Buddha. Witness excellent gold, limited angel who accomplishes all conduct, I prostrate. Bhagavan Hadara, the Buddhist Buddha. Glorious humans free from sorrow, I prostrate. The Bhagavan Hadara, the Buddhist Buddha. Let us judge and proclaimed by prostrate. The Bhagavan Hadara, the Buddhist Buddha. Clearly known the place supreme wisdom and notion of Dharma and prostrate. Bhagavan Haradaka the Buddhist Buddha, medicine deity, the blood, sapphire and light I prostrate. I'll give you 35 Buddhas, Vedva medicine Buddhas and others, as many Tathagata Ahars of liquid Buddhas that are existing sustaining, residing in the world systems in 10 directions, all you Buddha Bhagavans, please pay attention to me. This life and all the state of rebirth in which I have circled in samsara throughout beginningless lives. Of the negative actions I have created, made others created a jurisdiction creation of. The representative of stupid, listen to the song, representative of the song of the 10 directions that I've appropriated. It is appropriate a jurisdiction appropriation of. To among the 5 actions of immediate retribution I have done, caused to be done, or jurisdiction of doing of. To from the 10 non-virtuous paths of actions I have been engaging, called those to engage in, jurisdiction engaging of. Whatever I have done, being obscured by these karmas, it causes me to be born in this end, being in the hell realm, the animal realm, and the Preta realm. Near this country is a barbarian is long life God. Perfectly holding wrong views and not being pleased with Buddhist assent. Presence the Buddha Bhagavan or transcendental wisdom, or eyes or witnesses who are valid, mission contents and mystic especially negativities. I conceal them nor hide them, and from now on in the future I will be sitting and refrain from meeting them again. O Buddha Bhagavan, please pay attention to me in this life and other six of rebirth, which I have circled from sorrow to between this lives. But if it's virtue I've created by generosity, because it looks like a mouthful of food, or being born in the animal realm. With the virtue that they call immorality, with the virtue of pure conduct, with the virtue of filial happening sentient beings. So which predicated by Jering Bodhicitta, whatever it's predicated by man's first infinite wisdom, all these assemble and gather to bind together, predicated to the unsurpassed, the unexcelled that higher than higher, that spirit is superior, predicated the highest of enlightenment. With its Buddha Bhagavan fully dedicated. If the Buddha Bhagavan will fully dedicate, presently abiding Buddha Bhagavan is fully dedicating like that they would take it fully. Profess all negativities, individual errors, and all merits. Which in the quest all the Buddhas may achieve the high standard of wisdom. The conqueror is the best of humans who are living in the present time, in the past, and those who likewise come. Those of qualities as vast as an infinite ocean, the whole spell that I approach refuge. Woe is me, O great Guru Bhattacharya, Buddhist Bodhisattvas who abide in the 10 directions. Sangha, please pay attention to me. I am one Kodim Tenzagache, from this circling and cyclic existence, beginning this time till the present, the power of a mental fiction such as detachment, injury, and confusion, and fight. I have created the 10 non-virtuous actions. I have engaged the 5 and deduct negative karmas, adhering none to the negative karmas. I have transgressed the vows of individual liberation, transgressed the vows of bodhisattvas, advanced my secret mantra. I've been disrespectful to my parents, I've been disrespectful to my Vajrabhastras, my abbot. I've been disrespectful to my spiritual friends living in the nation. I committed actions harmful to the heart of the blind ones, and bladed the holy Dharma. I samba harm sentient beings, and so on. These amount of non-virtuous actions I have done, caused to be others to do, and reversed to be others to doing, and so forth. In the presence of the great Guru Vajradhara and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who abide in the 10 directions, Sangha, I admit this entire collection of faults and transgressions that are obstacles to my own high rebirth and liberation, causes a cycle existence and deserve a lower rebirth. I do not conceal them and I accept them as negative. I promise to refrain from doing these actions again in the future. Acknowledging them, I will sustain happiness. While not confessing and acknowledging them, true happiness will not come. I rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions. Solitary realizers to your soul training and those beyond, and of all transmigratory beings. You who are the bright lights of worlds in 10 directions, who obtain the Buddha's initiation to the stages of awakening. All you who are my guides, please turn the supreme will of Dharma. With palms together and a singular request, you may actualize parinirvana. Please stay with us for aeons and the atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all waters in samsara. Whatever slight virtue I have accumulated by prostrating, offering, and confessing, roasting, and requesting, I get it all full awakening. Om Amoga Jila Zambara Bara Bara Ma Juda Zaba Baba Bibu Dara Dara Zamanda Avalugi De Umbe Zo Om Amoga Jila Zambara Bara Bara Juda Zaba Baba Bibu Dara Dara Zamanda Avalugi De Umbe Zo Om Amoga Zambara bara bara mahajuda zaba baba vibuji da 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 zamanda avalugi de umbezo. And maintain flawless morality, Dharma rules, and immaculate morality. Perfection of moral conduct by keeping morality purely and unhindered by pride. May all said beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all said beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all said beings never be separated from happiness that knows no suffering. May all said beings abide in equanimity, free of attachment and hatred, close and distant. May all said beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all said beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all said beings ever be separated from happiness that knows no suffering. May all said beings abide in equanimity, free of attachment and hatred, without love, close and distant. May all said beings of happiness and the causes of happiness. May all said beings free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all said beings ever be separated from happiness that knows no suffering. May all said beings abide in equanimity, and hatred without love, close and distant. Deities of the field of collecting merit return to their own abode. Om Zobawa Judo Zawadama Zobawa Judo Om. Miniatures of myself, the deities have been meditated upon, and all phenomena are but one essence, one taste of emptiness. In the sphere of emptiness, the aspect of the tone of the mantra Mani Padme Hum resounds, within the realm of space. My mind, in the aspect of the undifferentiable suchness of myself and the deity, becomes a moon mandala, upon which the very aspect of the tone of the mantra resounding in space is set down, having the form of written syllables, of very pure mercury to hearing to of gold. That completely transforms into a thousand-petaled lotus, as brilliant as refined gold, marked at the center by the mantra Mani Padme Hum. From the tips of multicolored light rays emitted from the moon, lotus, and mantra, innumerable holy bodies of the Arya Palukashvara spread out, pervading other realms of space. Great clouds of miraculously eminent offerings, beautifully offered to the Buddhas and their children. Yet another great eminent cloud, a continuous rain of nectar descends, extinguishing the fires of suffering of all migrators to hell and other realms. They are satisfied with bliss and become Avalokiteshvara. Then the light rays along with the bodies of the deities return then to one's own mind, the aspect of the moon, mandala, lotus, and mantra garment. These transform into a multicolored lotus and moon seed, upon which oneself arises as Arya Avalokiteshvara, the white-colored body, the prime of youth, radiating rays of light. Of the 11 faces, the root face is white, the right green, the left red. Above that, the essential face is green, the right red, and the left white. Above that, the essential face is red, the right white, and left green. They also have long, narrow eyes and smiling expressions. Above these is the wrathful black face, barred fangs, and wrathful wrinkles. A third eye, an orange hair standing upright. On the crown is a peaceful red face, the crown protrusion, having a chaste aspect devoid of ornaments with its own name. The first two hands are folded at the heart and hold a jewel. The second right hand holds a rosary. The third eliminates the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghosts, by sending down a stream of nectar, the neutral of getting sublime realizations. And the fourth holds a wheel. The second left hand holds a golden lotus with a stem. The third holds a water vessel, forth with a bow and arrow. The remaining 992 hands, soft as lotus petals, are in the mudra of granting sublime realizations. In the palm of every hand is an eye. The hands do not extend above the crown protrusion, nor below the knee. An antelope skin covers the left breast, and there is a lower garment of fine cloth. I am endowed with a golden belt within the jewels, and beautified with locks of orange hair. I have a gold jeweled crown, earrings, necklace, armlets, bracelets, and anklets, or garments of various colored silk, radiant rays of white light. At the crown of the central head is a white Om, the throat a red Ah, and the heart a blue Hum. Upon a moon mandala of the heart is a right Hri, the long vowels and subsequent aspiration. Bhamud Bhavai Soha, Bhamud Bhavai Soha, Bhamud Bhavai Soha, Bhamud Bhavai Soha. Light rays radiate from the Hri of the heart, invoking from the natural abode Arya Avalokiteshvara, surrounded by the entire assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Om Arya Lokeshvara Sa Parivara Samaya Dada Hum Bam Ho. They become non-dual with oneself, the commitment being. Again, light rays radiate from the Hri at one's heart, invoking the empowering deities. The five Buddha families with Amitabha as their principal, together with their veterans. Om Panchagula Zavarivar Agam Pradija Soha. Om Panchagula Zavarivar Adyam Pradija Soha. Om Panchagula Zavarivar Ujbe Pradija Soha. Om Panchaguna Zavarivar Dube Pratija Soha. Om Panchaguna Zavarivar Aloge Pratija Soha. Om Panchaguna Zavarivar Ende Pratija Soha. Om Panchagula Zavarivar Nevedye Pratija Soham. Om Panchagula Zavarivar Shabda Pratija Soham. All Tathagatas, please bestow the empowerment upon me. Requested thus the goddess just and white and the others, who are made from the Tathagata's hearts, hold the love vases filled with nectar and say, just as at the very time of birth, the Devas offered ablution to the Buddha, so do I with pure divine water offer ablution to the holy body. Om Savatatagadari and bestow the empowerment. Thereby the entire body is filled and all defilements are purified. The transformation of the excess water remaining in the crown. The head becomes adorned with a Ligdhamba on the crown, which is in the very nature of one's guru. Blue akshobi on the forehead, yellow ratna sambhava behind the right ear, white Vairocana at the back, and Gita Mogasiti behind the left ear. On a moon cushion at one's heart is the exalted wisdom being, Arya Avalokiteshvara, with a white-colored holy body, one face and two hands. The right hand is in the mudra of bestowing sublime realizations, left held on the lotus at his heart. The moon cushion at his heart is marked by the concentration being, a white reed, long vowel and subsequent aspiration. Manda Great Om Bay, Zabawajida Zavadam Zabawajida Om. The offering substances become just empty. With an emptiness from broom syllables, vast and extensive precious vessels arise. Within each syllable Om melts in light, which arise drinking water, water for the feet, flowers, incense, lamps, perfume, food, and music. Empty in nature, they have the aspect of the individual types of offerings. The function of bestows plus one contaminated individual blood. Margamam Padimam Ulbeam Dubeam Alukeam Gendeam Nividiam Shadam Umaya Lugishara Zabariwam Argam Pradija Zuha Umarya Lugishara Zabariwam Adyam Pradija Zuha Maria Lugiva Zabariwan Devaticha Suha Maria Lugiva Zabariwan Devaticha Suha Maria Lugiva Zabariwan Luge Bradija Suha Maria Lugishvara Zabariwan Gende Bradija Maria Lugishvara Zabariwan Nivedye Bradija Maria Lugishvara Zabariwan Ada Bradija Highly venerated by the Buddhas, you accumulated all holy qualities. For the name of Avalokiteshvara, I worship you with merciful hands. Om Guru Zara Dada Gada Gaya Bhakti Davadar Bana Nina Dada Gada Vadar Bada Bada Namkarumi. Mathematics, 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 mathematics. On the moon disk at one's heart is a concentration being held syllable free, surrounded by garlands of mantras to be recited, white in color and standing clockwise. Light rays radiate from them, filling all the inside of one's body, and purifying all negativities and obscurations. Light rays radiate outwards from within an incalculable assembly of deities. The great compassionate one are emitted, purifying the negativities and obscurations of all sentient beings, and setting them in the state of Aryavalokiteshvara. These then collect back and dissolve in the free of one's heart. Namo Radhadraya Namo Ryajana Vaigara Varja Gurjaya Dadgadayam Ade Zamyak Zambudaya Namo Sarva Dadgadebhyar Hadevyam Samyak Zambudebhyam Namarya Bhamirti Saraya Bodhisattvayam Mahasatvayam Mahagarikaya Dayada Om Naradagam Dividiridu Izivade Sale Sale Pranzale Pranzale Guzume Guzuma Ware Inilitid Balama Bana Yizwa Tadam Darda. It's so fun. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Maya, mana, malaya, bada, 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 jadi, nama bawa, bada, bada, nama bawa. Bada, bada, nama bawa, jadi, bada, 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 bada. Jadi, bini, kata, ha, 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 Bhagavan, bada, 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 bada. Bada, 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 jadi, nama bawa, bada, bada, bada. Subhakar, bada, bada, nama bawa, bada, 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 bada. Bhagavan, bada, 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 bada. Om Nandagri Om Zubavajira Zavadam Zubavajiro. The mandala becomes just empty. Well, then, when emptiness, a white broom radiating with five colored light rays, separates from the tree at my heart, and comes to rest at the site of the mandala. It transforms into a multicolored lotus, in which rests the multicolored cross of Vajra. Upon its central hub is the inestimable mansion, composed of a variety of jewels. It is square with four doors and four archways. In the middle of that is an eight-petaled lotus, the center of which is a precious throne, upon which are variegated lotus and moon. Each of the petals of the four cardinal directions of the moon. Upon the central cushion is a white syllable Hri, which becomes a white petal lotus, as brilliant as refined gold, and marked with the syllable Hri. Light rays radiate from it, making offerings to all the Arya beings and enacting the welfare of all sentient beings. They collect back, and from the transformation arises Arya Aravilokiteshvara, with a white-colored body in the prime of youth, radiating rays of light. Of the 11 faces, the root face is white, the right green, and the left red. Above that, the essential face is green, the right red, and the left white. Above that, the essential face is red, the right white, and the left green. They also have long, narrow eyes and smiling expressions. Above these is the wrathful black face with barred fangs and wrathful wrinkles, a third eye, an orange hair standing upright. On its crown is a piece of red face with a crown protrusion, having a chaste aspect, devoid of ornaments, with a full neck. The first two hands uphold it the heart and hold the jewel. The second right hand holds the rosary. The third eliminates the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost by sending down a stream of nectar from the mudra of getting sublime realizations. And the fourth holds a wheel. The second left hand holds the golden lotus with the stem. The third holds a water vessel. The fourth holds a bow and arrow. The remaining 992 hands, as soft as lotus petals, are in the mudra of getting sublime realization. In the palm of every hand is an eye. The hand does not extend above the crown protrusion, or below the knee. An antelope skin covers the left breast, and there's the lowest overgarment of fine cloth. He is endowed with a golden belt and a jewel. He is beautified with knot locks of orange hair. He has a jeweled crown, earrings, necklace, armlets, bracelets, and anklets. Where his garments of various colored silk and radiate trays of white light. In the east, from home, blew Akshavya, right hand pressing the earth, left the necropoise. In the south, from Tram, yellow Ratna Sambhava, right hand giving the sublime, left the necropoise. In the west, from Om, white Varachana, with the mudra of the gradient of supreme enlightenment. In the north, from Ma, Vinamoga city, the right hand giving refuge, left in the mudra of equipoise. They are all also beautified with precious ornaments, garments of various silks, and are seated with their legs in the Vajra posture. Upon a lotus and moon disk at the heart of the principal deity is the white Hri, which light rays radiate, looking from the Potala in the southern direction. Arya Arya Baluktisvara, surrounded by the entire assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the same direction. They become non-dual with the commitment beings. The crowns of all the deities are marked by a white Om, throats by a red R, and the hearts by a blue Hum. Again, light rays radiate from the Hri of the central deity's heart, invoking the empowering deity of the five Buddha families, with Amitabha as their principal together with their retinue. Panjakula Zabbarivar Agam Bradijazuha Panjakula Zabbarivar Adyam Bradijazuha Panjakula Zabbarivar Bujbe Bradijazuha Banjagula Zabari Wam Dube Bradija Zuha Banjagula Zabari Wam Aluge Bradija Zuha Banjagula Zabari Wam Gende Bradija Zuha Banjagula Zabari Wam Nevedye Bradija Zuha Banjagula Zabari Wam Yaga Bradija Zuha. All Tathagatas, please bestow the empowerment upon him. Requested thus the goddess dressed in white and others, who were made from the Tathagata's hearts, all the love vases filled with nectar and say, just as at the very time of birth, the Devas offered ablution to the Buddha, so do I with pure divine water ablution to the holy body. Om They bestow the empowerment. Thereby the entire body is filled and all defilements are purified. From a transformation the exits water remaining in the crown. The head becomes adorned with Amitabha on the crown, Akshobhya on the forehead, Ranasambhavi behind the right ear, Vairocana at the back, and Amoghasiddhi behind the left ear. Nanda Great Om Zubhawa Judu Zawa Dhamma Zubhawa Judu. The offering substances become just empty. From within emptiness, from brim syllables, vast and extensive precious vessels arise. Within each syllable all melts into light, from which arise drinking water, water for the feet, flowers, incense, lamps, perfume, food, and music. Empty in nature, they have the aspect of the individual types of offerings, and function to bestow a special uncontaminated influence. Amagma Padima Ujbeam Dubeam Alagyam Gendeam Neviam Shabdam Rubam Shabdam Gendeam Razaam Arza Gyewa Gyatsu Jujili Drube Jingam Gyatsu Juyun Gyatsu Zu Yundin Gyatsu Gyewa Borjela Eva Gyatsu Bulu Jesu O Maria Lugizvara Zabari Wan Argam Pradija Zuha Gyawa Gyatsu Juzeli Drube Jingam Gyatsu Jabziu Gyatsu Zu Yudin Gyatsu Gyewa Borjela Deva Gyatsu Bulu Jesu O Maria Lugizvara Zabari Wan Adyam Pradija Zuha Gyawa Gyatsu Juzili Drube Singam Gyatsu Medu Gyatsu Zu Yundin Gyatsu Gyawa Borjela Deva Gyatsu Bulu Jesu O Maria Lugizvara Zabari Wan Ujbe Pradija Zuha Gyawa Gyatsu Juzili Drube Singam Gyatsu Dubu Gyatsu Zu Yundin Gyatsu Gyawa Borjela Deva Gyatsu Bulu Jesu O Maria Lugizvara Zabari Wan Dube Pradija Zuha Gyawa Gyatsu Juzili Drube Jingam Gyatsu Nangzel Gyatsu Zu Yudin Gyatsu Gyawa Borjela Deva Gyatsu Bulu Jesu O Maria Lugizvara Zabari Wan Aluge Pradija Zuha Gyawa Gyatsu Juzili Drube Jingam Gyatsu Drijab Gyatsu Zu Yenden Gyatso Gyawa Gorjela, Deva Gyatso Bulo Jesus. O Maria Lugivara Zabariwa, Gende Brade Jazuha, Gyawa Gyatso Jose Drube, Shingam Gyatso Drilse Gyatso, Yenden Gyatso Gyawa Gorjela, Zubulu Jesus, O Maria Lumivar, Zabari One, Niwedi Radija Zuha, Yawa Gazu Juzele Druben, Shingam Gazu Romo Gazu Zu, Yuden Gazu Yawa Gurjela, Leba Gazu Bulu Jesus. O Maria Lugisvara Zabariwa Yabda Bradija Zuha Gyawa Gyawa Sonam Jingir Girbe Sangela Nala Ramjin Mebe Lujodi Nandun Yerme Zengi Bulana Yeme De Gentugi Jesus O Maria Lugisvara Zabariwa Ruba Bradija Zuham Zuna Jingu Girbe Zangela Nala Ranjin Bebe Dranyendi Nandun Yerme Zengi Lulana Yerme De Jindugi Jesus O Maria Lugisvara Zabariwa Sada Bradija Zuham Sunam Jingdu Girbe Sangela Nama Ranjin Mebe Dri Jogdi Nanda Girme Zengi Bulana Yeme De Jindugi Jesus O Maria Lugishvara Zabari Vana Gende Pradeja Zuha Sunam Jingdu Girbe Zangela Nama Ranjin Bebe Rojodi Nanda Yerme Zengi Bulana Yerme De Jindugi Jesus Om Maria Lugishvara Sabari Wa Rasa Pradija Zoha Jingdu Girbe Zangela Nama Ranjin Mebe Judi Nanda Yerme Zengi Bulana Yerme De Jindugi Jesus O Maria Lugishvara Sabari Wa Vaza Pradija Zuha Nazuwam Juda Rajawa Rama Regna Dewi Gir Girben Nanda Jandalu Jamjirbu Sade Dobe Dagi Gyambarsho Om Nanda Vasdeya Zoham Gawa Zende Ranjin Gendenjir Genjin Dagi Gyamba Mizelya Genjin Jogirbe Drugungi Senbe Gumbe Gulu Tobarsho Om Vajalam Gada Babu Jai Zoha Rinjin Zede Jaji Bumbadi Lazo Turgi Gante Puwahi Leran Yamon Drima Bundrane Chandu Zengi Lengi Lembarsho Ambadakala Jahu 인간부활주 온덴더부미야 원진세기사시 온덴서리기 아움 이다리고 이골웨우수리 겨버리라 잘르바보 노점불링 누바란주 장금이님 Sudalubhagayadangayadre Yudendalajujo Draminyan Gita Rinpoche Riwo Basagi Dojo Yeba Mamo Bayi Lodam Ola Rinpoche Nobu Rinpoche Rinpoche Lundu Rinpoche Lambu Rinpoche Dajo Rinpoche Mabu Rinpoche Dejinbo Yibomba Yeba Drema Luma Dharma Vedoma Duluma Nanguma Dviduma Nima Dawa Rinpoche Du number Gelsen Uzularami Badru Bunzum Zoba Mazawame Bazani Nido No dendrins of Warangi Bajibe Belden Lamada Banandam Aduyam Badru Duje Jembola Zuboran Jebanam Zingam Buagyo Yunam Gitaran Yambe Zenden Tamjila Duse Washim Bogone Jingila Zuzon Zajugi Jogi Meido Unreal body, Sangyu, Videhuagi, Rogunandajima, Shubhajodagi Jadam, Mongirem, Yudanyen Barzum, Buddha Juje, Ambamiha, Ugi Begjene, Surang Sartuvan, Jingiro Bildemamen, Uzeideinvam, Anganyam Yola, Vikinyowadam, Tajilmalu, Surzadrijanem, Yodusa, Kedoba, Jingilo, Virangura, Gandaria, Sayami. Your thousand arms are a thousand wheel-turning kings. Your thousand eyes, the excellent day and thousand Buddhas. Prostrate and offer praise to the venerable uplifted Father who shows whatever he needs to do, so be to do. Although the Dharmakaya is inseparable like space, your form bodies are separately visible like rainbows. Prostrate and offer praise to five families of bliss. Gain mastery of a method and wisdom. Streams of nectar descend from the fingers of both the self and front generations, filling the vase with the nectar of exalted wisdom. Namuradnuraya Namayajana Naigaravarjam Gurajaya Dadagadaya Ahade Samyak Sambudaya Namasvara Dadagadevya Hadevya Samyak Sambudevya Namarya Bulagi Surya Bodhisattva Vasadvaya Mahagarika Sayada Om Daradara Diri Diri Duru Duru Idevade Zale Zale Brazale Brazale Uzume Guzumawa Ilimile Zedibala Mabana Yezua. Un bad bazara zama ya mana bala ya gada gada bade 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 dade da baba wa da gada baba wa da gada baba wa da da baba ya da ni gada da baba da me da ni mana ha da bada da gada exalted wisdom beings of the self-generation absorbed into fun-generation. Upon a lotus and moon disk at the crown of my head is Bhikshuni Lakshmi, rested as Arantia. With hands folded at her heart, she intercedes with the merit field on my behalf. Om Jin Gundala Jagselvom Jidemama Ziva Zungidabam Loizu Wordam Zumbidabam Dubei Gyaljo Dubei Dubazebam Ziden Zungidabajala Dejabamen Uday Buzan Zinpabum Vijena Wada Yugen Zinbabum Jagye Jogjin Yida Jugum Zerwabum Jugyun Sugi Bame Nambargin Babum Grisham Relben Grimoire Marzir Yubabum Jeregi Boda Waterboard Zebabum Jengi Baba Jogu Jang Yang Babum Kawadam Danam Gardring Eden Babum Grime Ojam Mudik Zombo Zebambo Zebeyu Zegiring Marbogen Pambo Mame Zuta Jani Awaje Pambo Zunge Dringi Dogan Dinjing Jumbambo Grinchen Mambo Bumba Nini Genba Lume Jumba Jakil Jumjing Jumba Rida Bobe Numa Yuba Gababo Yanjadu Bunge Yenang Jumwabo Grima Meba Bokme Jolane Bambo Zewingani Bame Dabda Jumbambo Zegi Gerag Julana Bordre Bambo Azordri Be Rejam Dabdab Zimbabwe Tuve Genjo Zochen Baro Jinpapo Chunye Zonam Mampo Nyewar Zakpa Dadu dewe jumne zawabu. Sarwar ze jinga judu badan babu. Ujen jugde. Dubum jule gyawabu. Zegi ganu rai javi yawabu. Zambe ne marji bazibabu. Rambe drodar langren drigdar zigbabu. Yun zornierwa. Zajinde man yerwabu. Umetsudan juitsu lejawabu. Ajik dodo dorang lange gubai. Sin raising wambu ila zinjing. Dube jogi. The jings waru jina. Ini gevam bume yinyam. Gewadi Yamam Gewaram Jadum Jiden Jigden Lady Gubabum Drugyo. O my prostrate to the protector of the world, you are the guru of the world, praised by the three realms. One who is praised by two holy gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising the supreme king of sages, fulfills the wishes of beings, and prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, gain of the bodies, and at once God of bliss, return hold of one God of bliss, is an infinite light. His only generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst, the hungry ghost. Your left hand is perfectly adorned with the golden lotus. And the flashing and golden fragrant top there faces beautiful like the full moon. Your lotus-like eyes are exquisite and encompassing. Your fragrant body is pearl like snow or a conch. You are clusters of flawless glittering pearls. You adorn with beautiful light like the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged upon of lotuses, eaten to the color of autumn clouds. Two shoulders are adorned with many jewels. Your palms are smooth as ink of the best of thieves. Left breast is given but enveloped skin. You are alluring earrings, breath and ornaments. You will ah, that's enough skin. It's also earrings and ornaments. You go on supreme status lotus, with your abdomen is smooth as lotus petals, the pine gold battlement of jewels. You wear a skirt of the close cloth around the hips. You have one supreme wisdom, gone beyond the good ocean. Collected a multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state, also constant listen, spell of raging disease, which a liberator, and spell holy explosion during space. Superman body being, victor in battle with Mars forces, you feed her alluring and sound golden anklets. You isolate beings from self-interest, the four Buddha Brahma, you of the swans get like a proud elephant. You fully completed the accumulation of after the doctrine when they freeze from the ocean of milk and ocean of water. When a man home and nourishes the dawn, respectfully brings up and look at his far to mind, until it into there such a supreme praise, all the many and superman needs will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. O my prostrate to the protector of the world, you are the guru of the world, praise to the three realms. One who is praised for chief holy gods, Mars and Brahma, praising your supreme king of sages, for the wishes of being, the prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, continuing in the bodies, and at once God of bliss, to crown hold the one God of bliss of an infinite life. Your supremely generous right hand dispel the hunger and thirst, the hungry ghost, left hand is perfectly one of the golden lotus. When I flashing your garland, a fragrant top fair, face the beat up the full moon. The lotus like eyes are exquisite and encompassing, your fragrant body is pure like snow or a conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn a beautiful light rays like the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pot of lotuses, you beautiful, heavily called the autumn clouds. Your two shoulders are the many jewels, your palms are smooth as young as the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered with antelope skin, you wear long earrings, bracelets, and ornaments.
You dwell on a supreme stainless lotus, with the abdomen is smooth as a lotus petal. You sublime golden bed of the jewels, your yeah, but where spread the close across on hips. You the one supreme wisdom, God the other good ocean, reflected the multitude of merit of the supreme state, and the source of concept bliss and the spell of aging disease, the triple liberator and dispel the holy deed to those enduring space. Supreme embodied being, victor in battle with Mars forces, you fear or learn with the sound of the ankles. You isolate beings from self-interest to forebode the Brahma. You blew the swans again like a proud elephant. You fully completed the accumulation of the to the doctrine. Water face in the ocean, whatever minimum the rest of the dawn, sparkly brings up a look at his far to mine, and people live clearly recites the supreme praise. All the millions of abundant needs we fulfill in expected all future lives. O my prostitute, the protector of the world, you, the guru of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised for the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma, praising you, supreme king of sages, fulfills the wishes of beings, and prostitute, the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, data the bodies of one's gonna bless the crown, holds the one gonna bless the infinite light. This is whom each other's right hand, it smells the hunger, thirst, the hungry ghost, left hand is perfect, on the golden lotus. When I'm flashing into the garden, freaking top there, it makes the beautiful full moon. You let us like eyes are exquisite and encompassing, your fragrant body is pure like snow or the conch. Your flesh is a flawless glittering pearls, your dudas light like a bed of dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pot of lotuses, you youthful. After caught of autumn clouds, your two shoulders are adorned with many jewels, your palms are smoothly singing with the best of leaves. Your left breast has come from an antelope skin, you are allowing your expressive ornaments. It dwell on a supreme stainless lotus, it is your abdomen is with this lotus petal. It's the bottom of the belt of the jewels, you wear a skirt of the blue cloth around the hips. Here they have one supreme wisdom, God beyond the great ocean, reflected the multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state. The source of concept bliss and the spell of aging and disease, your triple liberator, and the spell of holy deed for enjoying space. Supreme body being, victor in battle with Mars forces, you feed our learn with sceptical and anklets. You isolate beings from self-interest to forebode the Brahma. Even the swans get like a proud elephant. You look at the accumulation of the production. When I first from the ocean, milk and ocean of water, where the minimum rises the dawn, sprinkling things that look as far to mine, until there is such a supreme praise, unlimited and superabundant needs. But we fulfill in this life and all future lives. O my prostitute, the protector of the world, you are the guru of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised for the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king of sages, fulfill the wishes of beings, prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold a full holy body, preparing the body of the world, the Gunabus. Turn to one Gunabus of infinite light. Human generous light and dispels the hunger and thirst, the hungry ghost, left hand is perfect on the golden lotus. When a flashing into the garland, a fragrant top pair, faces beautiful like the full moon. A lotus like ours with the encompassing a fragrant body, with pure like snow or a conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn a beautiful light with the dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pot of lotuses, you instant have the color of clouds. Two shoulders are adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth as young as the best of leaves, your left breast is given by antelope skin. You wear alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You dwell in the supreme stainless lotus, and surface your abdomen is smooth as lotus petals, sparkling with the bed of the jewels. You wear the skirt of a square cloth on the hips, you need one supreme wisdom, God the other ocean. Close to the multitude of merit of the supreme state, source of concept bliss, and spell of aging disease. Triple liberated and dispel holy need to those enjoying space. Superhuman body being infected in battle with Mars forces, you feed your lure and something of the necklace. You isolate beings from self-interest to forward the Brahma, move the swans get the card elephant. Yeah, your two souls are the many. Oh, not an elephant. You I'm getting proud of being the lake of the key much after the doctor when it faced the ocean milk and ocean of water. But her minute when I the dawn, the sparkling bringing up the look is far of mine, playing with their such supreme praise. All the minutes of Monday needs to be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. O my prostrate to the protector of the world, you are the guru of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised by the chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma, praising his supreme king sages, fill the wishes of beings, the prostitute the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold up a noble holy body, contained the bodies, infinite ones God of bliss. Your crown holds the one God of bliss, of infinite light. Your supreme generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst, the hungry ghost, left hand is perfectly adorned the golden lotus. And the flashing into the fragrant top air faces people with the full moon. The lotus like eyes are exquisite and encompassing, your fragrant body is pure like snow or like conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you wear adorned with beautiful light as it the dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pond of lotuses, useful on the color bottom clouds. Two shoulders are adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth as young as the best of leaves, left breast like a banana of skin. You wear alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You dwell on the supreme stainless lotus, it is the anthem in its smooth as a lotus petal. It's the fine golden belt and the jewels, you wear a skirt of a square cloth from the hips. He is the one supreme wisdom, God beyond the good ocean, he collects the multitude of merit to grow the supreme state. Source of constant bliss and the spell of energy disease, which have liberated the spell of each does enjoying space. Supreme embodied being, victor in battle with Mars forces, you feed her alluring and sound upon the necklace. With the things himself interest the forward the Roma. When the swans get like a proud elephant, like a bit of the accumulation to cover the doctrine. When the face of the ocean milk and ocean of water, when the women when their asses of dawn, strictly things have a look to start of mine. Until the earth sets the supreme praise, eliminated super mundane needs, we have been select love with your lives. Umar prostrate to the pitch of the world, you are the guru of the world, praised for the three realms. One is praised by the chief of worldly gods of Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king and sages, for the wishes of beings that prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold up an noble holy body, clean the bodies in one God of bliss, your crown holds the one God of bliss of infinite light. Your supreme generous right hand that spells a hunger and thirst and the hungry ghost, your left hand is with speed orned that goes notice. You were one of flashing in the garland of pregnant up there, piece of beat up the full moon. You let us like eyes within encompassing, your pregnant body is pure like snow or a conch. You were clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn a beautiful lightness, like the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pawn of lotuses in youth without they call the bottom clouds. Your two shoulders are the of many jewels, your palms are smooth as any the best of leaves. Your left breast is kind of the of skin, your alluring earrings placed with ornaments. You dwell on the supreme stainless lotus, next to your adamant is the bosom of the lotus petal. At the time, God about the jewel of the jewels, you wear a skirt with a cloth on the hips. You have the one supreme wisdom, God beyond the good ocean. God the multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state. A source of constant bliss, a spell of aging and disease, a chip of liberated a spell, holy to those enjoying space. Supreme body being victor in battle with Mars forces, you feed her alone with something on the necklace. Twice letting self-interest before but the harmony with the swans get like a proud elephant. If you look at the accumulation against the doctrine, when you place in the ocean milk and ocean of water, within men open their eyes as dawn, especially being devil of his far to mind, dealing through the recites of supreme praise, eliminating its mundane needs, will be fulfilled in the second all future lives. O my precious, you are the protector of the world, you are the guru of the world, praised for the three realms, one who is praised for the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king and sages, fulfill the wishes of beings that prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, contained the body, fit one's God and bless, the crown holds the one God and bless of infinite light. You of whom a generous right hand smells the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, your left hand has perfect beacon on the golden lotus. You're the one of flashing, you're the girl in the pregnant hot fair, facing the like the full moon. Lotus like eyes, there's with the encompassing, your pregnant body is pure white like snow or like conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn a beautiful light like the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pond of lotuses. Your knees will have the color of autumn clouds. Your two shoulders are made jewels. Your palms are smooth as the best of leaves. Left breast is covered by antelope skin. You wear alluring healing expressive ornaments. You feel the supreme state of lotus with your other, and as smooth as the lotus petal. As the palm go the better to join jewels. You wear strips with a cloth around head and the hips. You be a born supreme wisdom, God the other good energy, collected to the multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state. Source of constant bliss and the spell of aging and disease, which liberate and the spell of holy those in torn space. Supreme embodied being, victor in battle with Mars forces. Peter alone with having of an anklet, to isolate him to self-interest, the fur with the Roma. You move the swans again like a proud elephant. You feel like a bit of the accumulation to cut the doctrine when I place in the ocean milk and ocean of water. But him and him nourishes dawn, especially brings that look at his far to mind. Including the layers heights of supreme praise, all eliminated to prevent their needs. Will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. O my prostitute, the protector of the world, you adore the world, praised by the three realms. One who is praised by the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising the supreme king and sages fulfills the wishes of beings that prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, cling to the bodies of infinite one's God of bless, the crown holds the one God of bless of infinite light. Your supreme generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, left hand is perfectly adorned with the golden lotus. When a flashing and the girl in a fragrant top pair faces a bit like the full moon. It looks like eyes are exquisite and encompassing, a fragrant body is pure white like snow or a conch. You were clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you were adorned with a beautiful light like the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pond of lotuses, you have the color of autumn clouds. Your two shoulders are adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth as young as the best of leaves. Two shoulder ear, half pressed like a felt by antelope skin, you wear layering earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. Adorned in the supreme stainless lotus, exterior the minister smooth as lotus petal. Yes, the band go the better than the jewels, you wear a skirt of his glyph cloth around the hips. You have the one supreme wisdom, God the other good ocean, and collected the multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state. The source of constant bliss and the spell of aging and disease, a triple liberator, the spell holy to those enduring space. Supreme body being victor in battle with Mars forces, you feed her alone with something on the necklace. By slipping some self-interest, the full blood of Rama, You will with the swans get like a proud elephant. You can look at the accumulation of after the doctrine. When it first from the ocean, the connection of water. Every minute when ours is the dawn, the sparkly brings up a look at the star of mind. To link that there is such a supreme praise, all the minutes of one day need that we fulfill. Such an offer to mind. On the prostrate to the back to the world, you the good of the world, praised with three realms. One of his praise, but she's before the gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king and sages, who filled the wishes of beings and prostitute the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, containing the body of the one's God of blessed, crown holds the one God of blessed, of infinite light. His homely generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, and left hand is perfectly adorned with golden lotus. When a flashing into the girl of the vacant top pair, faces beautiful like the full moon. He looks like eyes, so exquisite and encompassing a vacant body, is pure like snow or the conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls. You adorn with the beautiful light at the red of dawn. Your arms are ranging upon a lotus and seeing full of your two shoulders are adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth as any of the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin, you wear alluring earrings with ornaments. You dwell on supreme stainless lotus, because your abdomen is smooth as lotus petal, you swim for the button of jewels. Palms are smooth as young of the best of league, left breast is covered by antelope skin, you wear alluring earrings with ornaments. You dwell on supreme state, the supreme stainless lotus, shows your abdomen is smooth as lotus petal. Sun for the bell, the different jewels, you wear skirt, with a cut on the hips. You enable one supreme wisdom, God, me and the Giddish, you collect the multitude of merit across the supreme state. Source of quantum bliss, the spell of beating disease, the triple liberator, the spell hunted each doesn't join space. Superhuman body being victor in battles, Mars forces, you feed her allurements out of the necklace. Voice slipping some self-interest, the poor birth, the Brahma. Move the swans again like a proud elephant, you look at the accumulation of after the doctrine. And when I face from the ocean, you look at an ocean of water, would have been when the rest is the dawn, proclaiming the look as far to mine. Feeling clearly such a supreme praise, illuminates what they need to be fulfilled in a small fall future lives. When I prostrate to the back to the world, you the guru of the world, praised by the three realms. When I was praised by chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma, praising his supreme king and sages, to the lowest of the beings that prostrate to the being of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, in the body of the one's God of bliss, the crown holds the one God of bliss of infinite light. You step from the generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly adorned with the golden lotus. One of flashing into the girl in the pagan top pair, faces beautiful like the full moon. Your fragrant, lotus like cards are with it encompassing, your fragrant body is pure like snow or a conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you do in beautiful light as of good at dawn, your palms are raised, your pot of lotus is you cannot think of on the bottom clouds. Your two shoulders are the many jewels, your palms are smooth as the best of leaves, left breast is covered by antelope skin, you wear long hands with ornaments. You dwell on supreme stainless lotus, because your abdomen is smooth as a lotus petal. Your sublime golden bed and the jewels, you are skirted with a cloth on the hips. Ye the airborne supreme wisdom, call me the Giddish, and collective and multitude of merit acquired the supreme state. Source of concept bliss and spell of aging disease, the triple liberator, and a spell of holy deeds that does enjoying space. Supreme in body being victor in battle with Mars forces, he feed her learn with sound of the anklets. Voice like beings himself interest the four birth of Brahma. With the swans can like a proud elephant, he's like a bit of the accumulation of the doctrine. When I face from the ocean and milk production of water. What if I may numerous as the dawn, spectacly brings up and look at the star of mine. Clearly and clearly recites the supreme praise, all limited to mandate needs, to be fulfilled with respect and all future lives. O my prostrate to the protection of the world, you the guru of the world, praised for the three realms. One who is spirit, the chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma, praising you, supreme king and sages, to fill the wishes of the beings that prostrate too. Is the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of the noble holy body, contains the body of the one's God of bliss, the crown holds the one God of bliss of infinite light. This is my generous right hand, dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly adorned with golden lotus. When the flashing into the garland, the pagan top pair, faces the feet of the full moon. The psychiatrist was encompassing, a vacant body is like snow or a conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, your door of beautiful light rays of great dawn. Your arms are arranged like a bond of lotus, even built to have the god of autumn clouds. Your two shoulders are adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth as the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin, you wear alluring earrings with ornaments. You dwell on a supreme stainless lotus, if it's your abdomen is smooth as lotus petal. Sublime golden bed of rare jewels, you wear a skirt of quiver cloth around the hips. You have the supreme and able supreme wisdom, God beyond the good ocean, you collected the multitude of merit brought the supreme state. The source of constant bliss and the spell of aging and disease, the triple liberator, and the spell of holy deeds those enjoying space. Supreme in body being, victor in battle with Mars forces. You feed her alone with something of an necklace, voice sleeping some self interest, the purple of the Brahma. Move the swans get like a proud elephant. You flick a bit of the accumulation, look after the dogs, and one of fish from the ocean, milk an ocean of water. But her men are when earth is at dawn, the sparkling things that look at his far to mine, and clear like leader as sights of the supreme praise. All the money that's provided they need, we should feel that it's enough and off each word. O my prostrate you, the protector of the world, you the guru of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised the chief of all the gods, Mars and Brahma. Praise against the whom king and sages fulfills the wishes of being, that prostrate you, the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, created the body, exhibited once God and blessed, the crown holds of one God and blessed, the infinite light. This with my generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost. The left brain is perfectly adorned the golden lotus. The woman of fairy fashion the other garland of freaking top pair, faces beautiful full of moon. It looks like ours are exquisite and encompassing, your figuring body is built like snow or conch. Your request is flawless fitting pearls, you're doing a beautiful light with a bit of dawn. Your arms are arranging upon a lotus, you can have the color of autumn clouds. Two shoulders that are the many jewels, your palms are smoothing on the best of leaves, left breast is her banana from skin. Your alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You do on a supreme stainless lotus, it is your abdomen, it's smooth as a lotus petal. Sublime golden bells and the jewels, you have the scrolls with the cloth on the hips. You have won supreme wisdom, gone beyond the good ocean, left with the multitude of merit, to acquire the supreme state, the source of constant bliss, and the spell of aging disease. Set temporal liberator, and the spell of holy to those enduring space. Superman body beings, which had battle with Mars forces, you feed her alone with hundreds of necklace. Voice beings from self-interest, the forward the home, you move the swan's gate like a fat elephant. You flick a bit of the accumulation, the the doctor, one of first meals and milk, condition of water. But her minimum rises the dawn, the sparkly things that look at his far to mind. If you live in clear sights of supreme praise, all the money and superman needs be fulfilled in the life and office your life. Lord prostrate to the director of the world, you are the guru of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised for the chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma, praising his supreme king of sages, to fulfill the wishes of beings that prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of the noble holy body, creating the bodies of one God of bliss, the crown holds of one God of bliss, for infinite light. Your supremely generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfect one a golden lotus. When a flashing into the garland of fragrant top air, faces beautiful like the full moon, your lotus like eyes are exquisite and encompassing, your fragrant body is pure like snow or a conch. You are clustered of flawless glittering pearls, you're doing a beautiful lightness and bit of dawn. Lotus, you were as good as dawn. Arms are arranging upon of lotuses. You were used to have the color of autumn clouds. You were on the supreme stainless lotus. You were two shoulders are many jewels, your palms are splitting and festive leaves. Left breast of your abundant lip skin, you are allowing your edge with good ornament. Two shoulders are you are dwell on the supreme stainless lotus, you have sorcery the adamant as smooth as the lotus petal. The lamp glowed about the jewels, you are skirted with the cloth around the hips. Yet the able and supreme wisdom, godly and the good ocean, collects the multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state, source of God's bliss, spell heavy disease, to liberate and spell holy for those enjoying space. Serve him by being the victor of the battle of Mars forces, you feed her along with Sabbatical and anklets. Voice living from self-interest, forward the remain with the swans get like a pet elephant. But look at the accumulation, look after the doctor, one of fish in the ocean miracle, of water. But him in when earth is dawn, as quickly comes out of look to start of mind and possess the earth to supreme praise, all the many for finding needs. To be fulfilled in a circle of future lives. More prostrate to the director of the world, you are the guru of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised for the chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma, praising his supreme king of sages, to fulfill the wishes of the beings that prostrate too. The supreme protector of the three realms, holding all the whole body, created the bodies at once, God of bliss, to crown to one God of bliss of infinite light. Your supreme generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost. Your left hand is perfectly adorned the golden lotus. And a flashing at a garland of fake top hair, pieces beautiful to the full moon. Lotus like eyes are exquisite and encompassing, and fake body is pure onyx, snow or a conch. You were clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you were doing a beautiful light rays like the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged like upon lotuses. Your youthful have the color of autumn clouds. Two shoulders are lent of many jewels, your palms are smooth as your hand, the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by white skin, you are alluring your expressive ornaments. You go on a supreme stainless lotus, which is your abdomen is smooth as a lotus petal. Your sublime golden bed of the jewels, you wear a skirt as you could cloth around the hips, you the able and supreme wisdom, God beyond the good ocean. Collected the multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state, source of constant bliss and the spell of aging and disease, which took a liberator and the spell holy to those enjoying space. Serpent body being victored by the Mars forces, Peter learning the seven mineral liquids. Voice for dreams of self-interest, the forward the harmony of the swans, getting the proud elephant. You fully completed the accumulation, the kind of production. One of fish in the ocean, milk and ocean of water, whatever made on earth is the dawn, especially from the depth of the Spartan line. Clearly are set to supreme praise, all the money and many needs to be fulfilled in its life future lives. O my brother, to the protector of the world, you the guru of the world, praise for the three realms, one who is spirit, the chief of all the gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising its supremacy as it is, fellow wishes of beings that brush through the supreme objective of three realms. Hold the venerable holy body, create the body that once got a blessed crown, hold the one God of sin to the light. But through the dinner's right and the spells of hunger, thirst, and fear goes with the death spirit, spooky dwelling of lotus. When a flag and flashing into the garland of picking top hair, faces with the full moon. Let us like outside exquisite encompassing, if picking bodies feel like snow or a conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn a beautiful lightness with the dawn. Your shoulders are those many, your dawn. Arms are ranging upon of lotuses, you have the cloud of clouds. Two shoulders are those many jewels, your arms are smoothing at the best of leaves, left breast is covered by antelope skin. You wear allowing your expressed as ornaments. Drawn a supreme stainless lotus, if it's adamant the smooth lotus petal. Some go the better than the Jews, you are spiritual with caught on hips. You're the able and supreme wisdom, God the other good ocean, closest to the multiple of merit, to acquire the supreme state. Source of constant bliss and spell evading disease, which have liberated and spell holy to those enjoying space. Supreme body being pictured by those Mars forces feeder of her on the side of the blankets. With self-interest to pour about the Brahma, the swans get like a proud elephant. You feel like a bit of the accumulation of after the doctor one of piece of the ocean, the ocean of water. What her menominars is the dawn, a spectral brings you. Envelope is part of mine, and pavilion blue they were set to supreme praise. All the men Superman they need to be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. When I prostrate to the protector of the world, you the guru of the world, praise with the three realms. One who is praised with the holy gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising your supreme king of sages, to fill the wishes of beings that prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Uh, hold the noble holy body, command the body to the one's God of bliss, you can hold the one God of bliss of infinite light. With a generous right hand, it spells the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost. Your left hand is perfectly adorned with the golden lotus. When I'm flashing into the girl in a big and top fair, faces beautiful like the full moon. Lotus-like eyes are supposed to take a compass, and your fragrant body is pure like snow or like conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you are adorned with beautiful light, mystic red of dawn. Arms are ranging upon of lotuses, you have the color of autumn clouds. Your two shoulders are adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth as young and the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin, you wear alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. As well as supreme stainless lotus, evident the smooth lotus petal. Some go the bell of the jewels, you are skirted with a cloth on the hips, you the airborne supreme wisdom, godly in the good ocean. But the multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state. Source of constant bliss and spell of aging disease, which have liberated a spell of lady to those enjoying space. Supreme body being victored in battle with Mars forces, you Peter alone top of the necklace. Lord slipping some self-interest before both the Brahma, you the swans get like a proud elephant. It's like a bit of the accumulation of after the doctor one embrace from the ocean, the open ocean of water. Whatever Menominaris is dawn, as perfectly things ever look at his part of mind, and politically there is the supreme praise. All the minutes of a Monday need to be fulfilled in his life and all future lives. O my prostitute, the protector of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised by the chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma, praising his supreme king of Satan, to fulfill the wishes of beings that prostitute the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, create the body on the god of bliss, to crown hold one of his god bless benefit of life. From the generous right hand, dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, left the bread hand, perfectly adorned bottom lotus. When I'm flashing it all the garland, big and top fair, faces beautiful like the full moon. Notice like as I was with the encompassing, your pregnant body is pure white like snow or a conch. You wear close to flawless glittering pearls, you're doing the beautiful light waves like the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pot of lotus, so you instead have the color of clouds. Your shoulders adorn many jewels, your palms are smooth as of the best of leaves, left breast is covered by antelope skin. You wear layering earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. Adorn the supreme status lotus, it is a reality, as smooth as a lotus petal. Yes, the blind gold the better than the jewels, you are doing you wear squibs of cloth, jewels. You wear squibs of cloth on the hips, you the able one supreme wisdom, God be in the good ocean, close to the multitude of the merit of God, the supreme state. Source of constant bliss and spell evading disease, the particular burden of the spell holds it for those enjoying space. Supreme body being victor in battle with Mars forces, you Peter learn some of the necklace. You are slipping from self-interest to floor above the harmony of the swans like a proud elephant. You feel like a bit of the accumulation look after the doctor one, that creates the ocean milk ocean of water. Whatever minute when earth is dawn, as quickly brings ever look to far to mind, and perfectly there is such a supreme praise. All the minutes of a Monday need to be filled in the sake of all future lives. Where prostrate to the breath of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the sea realm. One is chief, praise the chief of all the gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising its supreme significant sages, for this is the being of the prostrate to the supreme protector of the sea realms. Hold of an lovely body, create the body to the once God of bliss. And hold the one God of bliss in infinite light. With the generous right hand dispels the hunger, thirst, the hungry ghost. The left hand is perfectly adorned the golden lotus. One with flashing in the other garland of pink and top fair, face the beautiful the full moon. The lotus like eyes are exquisite and encompassing a pregnant body is pure like snow or punch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls. You adorn a beautiful light with the great dawn. Your arms are arranged like a bud of lotuses. You youth have the color of them clouds. Your two shoulders hold 100 jewels. Your palms are smooth as young at the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin. You wear alluring earrings with its ornaments. You dwell in a supreme stainless lotus. Your abdomen is as smooth as a lotus petal. You have the bime gold better than red jewels. Your skirts like the cloth around the hips. You the eight one supreme wisdom called the Integration. Look at the multitude to the merit to crown the supreme state. Source of constant bliss for the spell of aging league. That should liberate and dispel holiday to those enjoying space. Supreme embodied being, victored in battle with Mara's forces. You feed her alone on top of the necklace. Who I slipping from self-interest, the four birds of Brahma, the swans again like a proud elephant. You have fully considered the accumulation, like after the doctor, when I placed from the ocean of milk and ocean of water. Whatever Minominars is the dawn, as prickly things up and look at just far to mind. Filling through there such a supreme praise, all the municipal mandate needs to be fulfilled. Just like an offer to lives. I'm going to brush you to the deck of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised, but chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma, praising you, supreme king of sages, to fill the wishes of beings that brush it too, the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold up a noble holy body, king of the bodies that one's gonna bless, you can't hold the one's gonna bless of infinite life. This is when dinner is right and it's for the hunger and thirst, the hungry ghosts. Your left hand is perfectly adorned with golden lotus. No flashing in your gala and a pagan top there, pieces of the full moon, your pagan body, uh, full moon, your lotus like others with the encompassing, uh, your pagan body is pure like snow or conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn with beautiful light as red at dawn. Arms arranging upon a lotus, these nymphs shine on the clouds. Two shoulders are of many jewels, your palms are smooth as the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin. You are lowering your hands with its ornaments. Your lotus, supreme stainless lotus. Surface of your abdomen is smooth as lotus belly. Its fine blood bound with jewels. You wear skirts to put a collar on the hips. You deep one supreme wisdom called the integration. Clothed with the multitude of the merit for the supreme state. Source of constant bliss and spell elevating and seed. Which deliberate and spell holiday to those enjoying space. Supreme body being victor in battle of Mara's forces. You feed alluring some of anklets. My flight beings himself pitches the forebirth of Brahma. And the swans gonna get proud elephant. It's like the accumulation of the doctor one of the nation milk and ocean of water. Whatever made Omenar says it on, as quickly brings up a book as far to mind and presented through their such supreme praise, all the minutes were mundane to be filled this night off at your lives. More pursuit to the director of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the three realms. When I was praised for chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma, praising the supreme king of sages, full of us the beings. Pursuit to the supreme protector of the three realms, all of it on the holy body, the body with the one God of bless, you can know the one God of bless with light. You supreme generous right hand, spirit the hunger, thirst, the hungry ghost, lifted his breath, could only golden lotus. When the flashing into together, to pick it up, air, fix it up, the full moon. Notice like outside switch the cup in your face, your body feel like snow or a conch. You were clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you were doing the light as the great of dawn. Arms are ranging upon a felicity, you can't color from the clouds. Two shoulders that have many jewels, your palms are smooth as you know the best of leaves, last brushes covered by a skin, you were alluring your inspired with ornaments. Well, I supreme thin as lotus, because they had them in its most lotus petals, but with bundle of jewels, you put the scroll with our hips. One supreme is the God reigning goddess, and collect for the multitude of merit of the supreme state, which is the bliss, spell of disease. To deliberate and dispel hoodie to those enjoying space. Supreme body being victory out of the Mars forces. Peter alone has another necklace. Thus I think himself into the four but army with the swan to get the pile of heaven. Look at the key by shock down for the exclusion of corrosion of water. From the numbers as it on, speak the things that look as part of mine. Feeling clear sets the supreme praise, eliminate supreme deeds will be filled with my thought with your lives. When I prosecute to the back to the world, you're the good of the world, praise for the three realms. One is praise for the holy gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising its supreme king of sages, fill the wish of the being of the prosecute to the supreme deck of the three realms. All the venerable holy body be the body of even one God of blessed, not the one God of blessed benefit life. With me generous right hand that spells the hunger, thirst, the hungry ghost, left in its perfect beauty on the golden lotus. The flash and naked little garland, pagan top pair, face the beautiful full moon. The lotus like eyes are encompassing, your pagan body is pale like snow or a conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you do in a beautiful light as a bit of dawn. Your arms are raised upon a lotus, you can feel the God of clouds. Two shoulders are the many jewels, your palms are swirling the best of leaves, left breast of by antelope skin, you are alluring your respect to the ornament. Dwell on the supreme planet lotus, with the abdomen is smooth, lotus petals, fine blue, bone of jewels. Whereas God is with the cloth on the hip, the Abraham supreme wisdom, God the Antichrist, she collects with the multitude of merit of the supreme state. Source of consequence that validating disease, to develop in a spell, how to enjoy space. Superman body being victor in battle with Mars forces, you Peter are alluring. Son of the Eclipse, was making some self-interest for a bunch of Hama. This one's getting like a proud elephant, it's like a bit of accumulation, look after the doctrine. What if excavation, milk, and ocean of water, and minimums around the dawn. Quickly brings up a look as far to mind to live and clear, such a supreme praise. All the mundaneness of mundane needs will be fulfilled just like an opportunity. Over the compassionate eyed one, who is the treasure of compassion. I request you, please listen to me. Please guide myself, mothers and fathers, in all 6 realms to be free quickly from the great ocean of samsara. I request that the vast and profound peerless awakening mind may grow with the tear of your great compassion. Please cleanse all karmas and illusions. Please lead with your hand of compassion. Me and my greatest two fields of bliss. Please Amita Pahanchen Basic. In all my lives be virtuous friends. Show well beyond deceptive pure path, and quickly place us in Buddha state. Om Pema Tekit Om Te Om Sababa Shuddha Sabadama Sababa Shuddho Ham. The tome offerings become just empty. From within emptiness, room becomes a vast and extensive precious vessel, inside of which Om melts and becomes a great ocean of uncontaminated, exalted wisdom nectar. Om Aham, Om Aham, Om Aham. Om Ayam Vishwana Saparivana Idam Palanta Kaka Pai Kai. Om Ayam Vishwana Saparivana Idam Palanta Kaka Pai Kai. Om Ayam Vishwana Saparivana Idam Palanta Kaka Pai Kai. Om Ayam Vishwana Saparivana Agam Padam Kude Aloke Gyande Nude Shaka Patichasoha. Your thousand arms are a thousand real-time kings. Your thousand eyes are the excellent 1,000 Buddhas. I prostrate and offer praise to the Venerable Avalokiteshvara who shows whatever is needed to subdue those to be subdued. Home. Nyuze chere se la cha se lo sha tu da ni vi na na ga ne
Namo Shambho Tadu Santa Chen, Shatu Jugi Gengi Nampage, Yepa Chisu Bawa Chewazin, Dama Dama Runi Tatu Dro, Yunga Chupa Dani Dosesu, Dishin Shava Zumi Chiwa Che, Trapu Shani Chawa Nambashi, Chesun Trapu Ucha Genzi Bar, Chawa Sindura Ida Pashu, 去我那个家伙给打钱，唱上一个那只的小城，真情最高那一路拉给，现在就那多么的这辈，他人家去花了茶色，三个单把人把生活当，跟着无法年不特把。大小朋友过那些难题，真能把这当些希望。其实面对面对分手，那么更多也没了。当你举杯看自己，当你深深看自己，有梦马人小挽手，风波浪漫也没了。当你举杯看自己，大手深深看自己，把钱马人小挽手。那么更多也没了。当你举杯看自己。大雨三千大千地，牛毛马路小瓦手，永不拉玛也没拉，当你预备跳水去，大手三千大千地，八千马路小瓦手，拉玛公布也没拉，当你预备跳水去，大雨三千大千地，牛毛马路小瓦手。公布了马也没拉，当你预备跳出去，大手深深探天地，八千马路小瓦手，给我地在那不知道，给我大只马路真把，地里家家在这个天空，拉马更多也没个丢弃。Great Bodhisattva who annihilates in a kind of good form all evil beings, and who destroys a three-story city. O fearful one, this praise is offered you, with an ancient hand admiration. You who are liberated from this world, and said to have been a Brahmin before, have attained the supreme of all cities, and have reached the state of transcendent bliss. Your holy body is as quick as thought, and renowned throughout all the universe, liberator of all worldly beings. In battle you are always the victor. Yamas and Mammon directly praise you. You wear a blue silk and upper garment. Your manifest body is at one time most beautiful, yet still it horrifies. Wherever you look, your eye terrifies, and brings all beings to humility. Your eye bestows the highest beauties. You lead countless beings to wisdom bliss. O compassionate and courageous Lord, I constantly offer praises to you. Or send me chile nan shi kepa ni semi guna me chi sen kya me. Dunda ye me kado su kya me su chu gyu ma san du rang di sen. Dunda tenpa shi we ten lamu shi je shi gyu shi we na su chen. Shi we kor ji kor we somo ni tangi kudo kamo shi. kundu shize mala chasenu, dagi nidu bache shiwaze, jeni shene nashi kebani, jeni guna me jin senjame, dunda yeme kado sujame, suju guma sanju rangi sen, tenpa tenpa gebe pen, lamu geze gebu gebe nasu jen, gebe koje korwe sumu ni, tagi kudo semo shinji, kundu geze mala chense nu, dagi sedan sunan geba je, nichile nashi geba ni, seni guna mejin senjame, dunda yeme kado sujame, suju gyuma sandu rangi sen, tenpa tenpa wangi pen, lamo wanse wangi wangi masu sen, wangi kodi sowe tomo ni, kadi kudo vamo shindu cha, kundu wanse mala chase no, tansu sen sen tanse wandu du, seni seni nashi keba ni, seni guna mejin sen kame, dunda yeme kado sujame, suju juma sandu rangi sen, tenpa tenpa chakpe te lamu chase chakyu chakpe nasu sen, chakpe kogi kore dumuni, tagi kuno namu shindu na, kundu chase mala chense lo, dagi duden jagen jagunjo, manju kyan dida seni chiya nawan, chile nasi jodu jeba la, dagi jinde rasu tenjena, dagya leji raji dunju de, chida jowe jula sunpa, shoo. O Kalarupa with magnificent wrathful body, a garland of human heads with mouths dripping blood, hangs from your shoulders, I praise you, who destroys the arrogance of Mara's obstinate forces. I offer melodious Vajra songs with great uproar, and a torma complete in all its parts, portions of tea and liquor, the minced flesh of hindering enemies, and fish, all adorned with oceans of blood and fat. To you, who crushes into dust the worst of hindering enemies, who harm the doctrine of Tathagata, and who from now on will destroy the fears of sickness, aging, and death of us practitioners, I praise you, bearing fangs as dazzling as white Venus. Your opponent destroying ours, dart like lightning, with pores blazing like the great fire of time's end. You burn all hindering forces, I praise you. Lord of all female cannibals, removing the rest, possessing radiance from their sunlight. When you shout Jah to accomplish your activities, you destroy. I praise you. You are relied on like a hat by the head of all spirits. Bang your mouth, your buffalo face gapes open, and shakes the great earth with a wailing tempest. Holder of a skull cup born from Yah, I praise you. One of your retinue rides a buffalo with sharp horns and hooves. Another is a black whirlwind. Shakali, Shinji Bema, and the others surrounded by a retinue of spirits with three realms, I praise you. You with ha ha ha. Accept the offerings of drinking water and the rest, and incessantly carry out the promise you made before the glorious Amantaka. Whom? The protector arisen from the Syllable of Life is is resting, virtuous and powerful. I bow to you, Lord of the eight stages. To you, four princes, eight Han-given yakshas who did special tasks, and eight great wealth-granting Nagas, along with your retinue of eight glasses of gods and cannibals. I make offering, praise, and prostration, destroy my enemies and hindrances without exception, bring about the perfect enjoyment of wealth, fulfill my desires as I wish, and spontaneously achieve the welfare of others. Om Akaro Mukam Savadan Manam Anuvadhana Tva Ahum Om Ahum Te Soha Om Akaro Mukam Savadana Anupana Tva Ah Om Ahum Te Soha Om Akaro Mukam Savadana Anupana Tva Om Ahum Te Soha Om Dakini Shi Damapala Saparivana Agam Agam Pipe Pipe Yanam Kirgende Nude Shaka Patika Soha. Dakas and the kidneys and guardians of the Dharma protect the white side, please accept this form offering endowed with five sense pleasures and help the teaching to flourish, my greatest side of happiness, and the goals of myself and others to be fulfilled as we wish.
Nama Sabada Gada Avalukte Om Sambara Sambara Hum. Om Nama Sabada Gada Avalukte Om Sambara Sambara Hum. Nama Sabada Gada Avalukte Om Sambara Sambara Hum. I prostrate to Tathagata many jewels. I prostrate to Tathagata holy beautiful form. I prostrate to the Tathagata very gentle body. I prostrate to the Tathagata free of all fears. Owner of the place and others, ye 8 groups of mighty ones, accept this strong offering endowed with the 5 sense pleasures, and help the teachings to flourish, all bad conditions be pacified, and dharma goals of myself and others to be fulfilled as we wish. The bathhouse has an extremely sweet fragrance, a crystal floor, and beautifully sparkling jeweled pillars. The roof is covered by a canopy decorated with shining pearls. Just as the gods offered a bath at the time of the Buddha's birth, so too do I offer a bath with the pure water of the gods. By offering evolution to the Katara of the lamp of migrators with the stream of fragrant nectar, may all stains of two obscurations of migrators be cleansed, and may there be the good fortune to acquire the saints' 3 bodies. Om Sabada Gata Awa Evolution Vasa Parivana Abhisketa Samaya Shri Ahum. To the Tathagatas and their sons, with many jeweled vases exquisitely filled with pleasing perfume and accompanied by a variety of excellent songs and music, I offer this bath. Om Savadagada Aya Vishvara Saparivan Abhishketa Samaya Shri Ahum. I dry your holy bodies with incomparable, clean, fragrantly scented cloth. Om Jai Shri Ram. Om Sabadagada Aya Vishvara Saparivan Kaya Vishvadana Soha. In order to purify my mind, I offer an exquisite precious garment, multicolored like Indra's variegated bow, which when touched becomes a cause of bliss. May I be adorned with the holy garment of patience. Om Vaja Vastaya Om Soha. Because the victorious ones are adorned with the natural ornaments of the marks and signs, they do not need any other kind of ornament. But by offering these supreme jewel ornaments, may all migrating beings achieve the holy body adorned with the marks and signs. Om Vaja Alamkar Vajpushani Ahum Soha. By offering this auspicious vase, beautified with jewels and filled with various essences, may all the stains of intolerant delusion be purified, and may we be imbued with the moisture of bodhicitta. Om Vaja Kala Sha'ahum. Out of your loving compassion for myself and migrating beings, O Bhagavan, please remain through the force of your miraculous manifestations for as long as we continue to make offerings. Due to these virtuous actions of mine, may I quickly become a Buddha in this world. May I give Dharma teachings in order to benefit migrators, and may I quickly free tender beings who are tormented by many sufferings. In all my rebirths, may I belong to a good family, be clear in mind, free of pride, have great compassion, respect for my guru, and abide in the pleasures of Avalokiteshvara. O Avalokiteshvara, whatever your body, your rectum, lifespan, realm, and so forth, whatever supreme and excellent name, may I and others become only like that. By the force of the praises and requests made to you, may all diseases, spirits, poverty, and quarrels be calmed, and may the Dharma of good fortune increase in the regions in which I and others dwell. May this precious supreme mind of bodhicitta that has not arisen, arise, and grow, may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Om Pema Sato Samaya Manu Paraya Pema Sato Tena Ba Dire Neva Sugada Neva Sugada Neva Anurata Neva Sarada Neva Savagava Chishime Kirim Kirim Kurum Ha Bhagava Savada Gata Pema Manu Teva Bhava Ma Samaya Sava A Om Pema Sato Samaya Manu Paraya Pema Sato Tena Ba Dire Neva Sugada Neva Sugada Neva Anurata Neva Sarada Neva Savagava Kurum Ha Bhagava Savada Gata Pema Teva Bhava Ma Samaya Sava A Om Pema Sato Samaya Manu Paraya Pema Sato Tena Ba Dire Neva Sugada Neva Sugada Neva Anurata O greatly compassionate Bhagavans, please pay attention to me. Since we are beginners and under the influence of drowsiness and excitement, our concentration has not been clear, our mantras have been incorrect, and we made additions and omissions to the ritual, having scarcely clean and so on. I request you, greatly compassionate honors, to forgive us. Please do not allow these to obscure us. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme 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 Om Mani Padme. The principle of the great compassionate one and his retinue come to the space in front. The white nectar flows from the parts of the holy bodies, washing all outside, inside, and middle of one's body, purifying all the disease, evil spirits, negativities, and obscurations of one three doors, along with their imprints without leaving anything. Due to these merits, may I quickly become the great compassionate one, and place all migrating beings without exception in that very state. Namo Guru Logeshwaraya. By whatever collection of virtue there is, practicing the path of abiding in retreat, well instructed by the essence of compassion, Avalokiteshvara, to Bhikshuni Lakshmi, for purifying the obscurations of ordinary appearance. May the conqueror's doctrine, the source of benefit and happiness, and the beings that follow, increase the happiness of migrators. May each and every unfavorable condition for practicing the holy Dharma be pacified, and may favorable conditions and connections of goodness be effortlessly achieved. While abiding in retreat and enduring physical hardships, may the physical obscurations of myself and all others be purified by the concentration visualizing our body of deity, appearing while empty, and may we finally attain the body adorned with signs and exemplifications. By abiding in the retreat of enduring verbal hardships, keeping silence, may the verbal obscurations of myself and all others be purified. By completing the recitation of mantra, resounding while empty, and may we finally attain the melodious speech of Brahma. By abiding in retreat of enduring mental hardships, avoiding distractions, may the mental obscurations of myself and all others be purified by the strength of the profound yoga of emptiness and compassion, and may we finally attain the great bliss of the Dharmakaya. When a fortunate being abides in the retreat, if the body becomes hot, cold, or exhausted, may the karma to be born in hell by the power of hatred be purified, and the door to rebirth in hell be closed. If if the sufferings of hunger and thirst arise due to abiding in the retreat, of enduring hardship, or abstaining from food and drink, may the karma to be born as a hungry ghost by the power of miserliness be purified, and the door to rebirth as a hungry ghost be closed. If one becomes delirious with mental sinking, lethargy, and sleep, while abiding in retreat without mental distractions, may the karma to be reborn as an animal by the power of ignorance be purified,
and the door to animal rebirth be closed. In short, whatever physical and mental sufferings arise at all times of abiding in retreat, thinking that the sufferings of all migrators be purified by this, may I voluntarily accept the sufferings with the thought to bring benefit and happiness. When the time of my death is near, having graciously welcomed by the great compassionate one, may I clearly behold his 11 excellent faces, and always be watched over by the one with 1,000 eyes. May the 1,000 armed one, the guide from the states of bad migration, alleviate the sufferings of all 6 migrators by emanating and collecting light rays generated from his holy body, and care for beings with his holy mind of wisdom, mercy, and power. May I be born within 1,000 petal lotus in Sukhavati, the supreme blissful pure land where the word suffering does not exist. May I behold the holy face of the protector Amitabha and receive the consoling prophecy of his holy speech. May the 6 armed guardian and teaching, 8 great Nagas, Lord of Tago, who assist in thousands of ways to spread the path in all directions and at all times, quickly accomplish their enlightened activities without obstruction. May there be auspiciousness. Hosted deities of the Supreme Ayah, Great Compassionate One, filling the entire boundless divine pathways, shower a rain of flowers and proclaim auspicious melodies. Enlightened activity that eliminates all hindering forces will bestow upon you all supreme wishes. Generate great joy by knowing that, and I shall proclaim a garment expressing auspiciousness. The compassion of all those gone to bliss in 3 times was conferred the name Avalokiteshvara, and like the wish granting jewel, grants all that is wished for. I pay homage to the holy infallible refuge. By the auspices of whatever signs of virtue exist for the supreme direct and lineage gurus, Bhikshuni Lakshmi, cared for by the Arya, Shamikumar, Panayawa, Dalek Yeltsin, and the rest, may all your inauspicious signs be exhausted, and happiness and goodness increase like the waxing moon. May there be the auspicious of enjoying glorious perfection. By the auspicious of whatever signs of virtue exist, for the host of mandala deities of the great compassionate one, the Tathagata Amitabha, holding the white lotus, Vadachana, Ranasambhava, Akshobhya, the Lord Amoghasiddhi, and the rest, may all your inauspicious signs be exhausted, and happiness and goodness increase like the waxing moon. May there be the auspiciousness of enjoying the glory of perfection. And by the auspicious of whatever signs of virtue exist, for the most supreme of all the able one's excellent explanations, the chief of Lotus family of glorious action tantras, the victorious tantra of the one possessing 1,000 compassionate eyes, may all your auspicious signs be exhausted, and happiness and goodness increase like the waxing moon. May there be the auspiciousness of glory, enjoying perfection. By the auspicious of whatever signs of virtue exist, for all those who engage in hearing, contemplating, and meditating on the supreme, profound path in all realms, and for all those who, with a mind of faith, memorize the line, the mantra, or even the name of the holder of the lotus, Padmapani. May all your inauspicious signs be exhausted, and happiness and goodness increase like the waxing moon. May there be the auspiciousness of enjoying the glory of perfection. By the auspicious of whatever signs of virtue exist, for the inestimable mansion composed of hundreds of jewels, variegated like a rainbow, broad like the path of immortality, the Patala palace beautified with various ornaments, may all your inauspicious signs be exhausted, and happiness and goodness increase like the waxing moon. May there be auspiciousness of enjoying the glory of perfection. I pray to Buddha Amitayus, teacher of gods and men. Your excellent activities give endless benefit to beings. Remembering you just once pushes away the fear, Lord of death. Your mind always generates compassion towards beings, like a mother towards her only son. Many times the good qualities of the supreme paradise, Devachan, were praised by Lord Buddha. By compassion's power and prayers to be reborn there, I will explain whatever I can. Blocked by thick ignorance of the points to be abandoned and obtained, the chances for beings to reach a higher life are killed by the weapon of anger. We are locked in samsara's prison, bound by the rope of desire, and carried away by the great river of karma into samsara's ocean. Adrift in the suffering waves of sickness and old age, swallowed by the sea monster's mouth of the ruthless lord of death, and buried under a load of unwanted sufferings. I am unprotected and mourning with depression. My mind aspires to witness the destitute person's only friend, the Savior Amitabha. You are accompanied by the great Bodhisattva Ayam surrounded by a supreme entourage. Please don't forget your unwavering promise to benefit us, made for immeasurable eons while generating the Bodhisattva mind. By the power of that, I supplicate you to respectfully to come here to the force of your miraculous powers and compassion, just like the king of birds flies through the deity's path of the sky. By depending on the power of a masculine ocean like two collections of virtue kindled on myself and others throughout 3 times, I pray, Amitabha, that you, together with your two chief sons and your entourage, will stay close to me at the time of my death and protect me. Please, Buddha, may I see you directly along with your entourage. At that time, may very strong faith in you arise in me. May there be no extreme pain at the time of death. Without forgetting, may I remain the object of my faith. At the moment of death, may the eight bodhisattvas come to me with a miraculous power and show me the exact path to travel to Dewa Chen. Because of that, may I be born from a lotus into the precious pure land of Dewa Chen with sharp faculties and among the Mahayana race of beings. As soon as I am born, may I retain everything previously learned about concentration, self-bodhicitta, endless ability, confidence, and so forth. May I achieve immeasurable collections of good qualities. May Amitabha, his entourage, and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the ten directions have confidence in me, and may I receive the complete Mahayana teachings, understanding them exactly as intended. Through miraculous power, may I go unobstructed to the many Buddha fields, completing all the great Bodhisattva activities. Even though I take birth in pure realms, may I be drawn to the pure power of compassion to go, without obstacles and through miraculous ability, mainly into impure lands. May I teach the Dharma of beings exactly as fits each one's ability. Because of that, may I establish this in perfect pure. May I completely collect all for the sake of vast numbers of beings. One day, when this life's activities are finished, may my mind become full of faith and compassion from being able to see you clearly, Amitabha, surrounded by your ocean of disciples. As soon as the appearances of the intermediate state come to me, may the eight bodhisattvas show me the unmistaken path. Because of that, may I be born into Devachan and then emanate into impure lands in order to save beings. Even though I may not always be able to achieve such a supreme state throughout all my lives, may I always achieve the basis of a perfect human form. May I strive at hearing, contemplating, and meditating upon the explanations and realizations of Buddhist teachings. May I never be separated from the basis of a human form, ornamented by the seven qualities of the higher realms. In those lifetimes, may I always achieve the ability to remember all my previous existences with exact clarity. Throughout all my future lives, may I see samsaric existence as without essence. May I be attracted to Nirvana's qualities. Because of that, through Buddha's excellent teachings on Vinaya, may I renounce the world and enter the monastic life. When I become a monk or a nun, may not commit any of the natural bad deeds, nor break even the slightest of the Buddha's precepts. May I be just like the bhikshu Mitrukpa, achieving great enlightenment by completely developing heap of ethics. Also, throughout all my future lives, may I exactly understand the way for purely clearing away the mental afflictions. Then may I achieve the excellent collections of recollecting everything without exception that I previously learned, including the branches of perfection and holding in mind the words and meanings of the Dharma. May I achieve the pure confidence to teach without obstacle to others I behold. Also, throughout all my lives, may I enter the samadhis called going religiously and so forth. May I gain the flesh eye and so forth. And may I achieve the five clairvoyances, such as the miraculous ability to know faraway objects and so forth. May I never be separated from these abilities. Throughout all my future lives, may I achieve great wisdom, which makes me able through my own power to discriminate between points of what should be developed and what should be abandoned. May I achieve clear wisdom, which is able to discriminate even the subtle details of the mental afflictions of the pure virtues exactly as they are, not mixing them but keeping them separate. May I achieve quick wisdom, which is able to discriminate without exception all lack of understanding, wrong views, and mental doubts as soon as they arise. May I achieve profound wisdom, which gives me access to the scriptures of Buddha's excellent speech, so that without becoming stuck, I may understand the infallible depths of the meaning. In summary, with wisdom that is free from the faults of perverted wisdom, may I become just like the venerable Manjushri, with a skillful teaching wisdom that keeps clear understanding of the meanings of Buddhist teachings and enables me to perfect all the Buddhist transcendental activities like that, with wisdom that is great, clear, quick, and profound. May I take care of other fortunate ones with kindness, destroy wrong views, I'm pleased and knowledgeable through teaching, debating, and composing scriptures on various branches of Buddhist teachings, becoming a completely perfected scholar. Throughout all my future lives, may I be free of holding thoughts that cling mainly to my own purposes, and may I stop all laziness and cowardliness toward the great activities of bodhisattvas. Then may I become skillful in the bodhisattva mind, which willingly takes on the purposes of others with a brave mind perfectly complete. By that, may I perfect all the Bodhisattva's activities and become just like the Venerable Avalokiteshvara. Also, throughout all my future lives, when working for the benefit of myself and others, may I subdue all demons, extremists, and opponents with wrong views through skillful power that enables me to complete all the perfect Bodhisattva activities, becoming just like the Venerable Vajrapani. Throughout all my future lives, with effort that abandons all laziness, may I complete the Bodhisattva's activities by first generating the Bodhisattva mind instantly and not unwavering from it. Through that great effort, may I find incomparable Buddhahood, becoming just like Buddha Shakyamuni. Throughout all my future lives, may I be able to overcome all sicknesses of body and mind that are obstacles to achieving enlightenment. Just by mentioning whose name, one is able to pacify all sufferings of body, speech, and mind. Also, uh, throughout all my future lives, may I attain whatever length of life I wish for, becoming just like Buddha Amitayus. Even by saying his name, one is able to subdue all untimely death. When obstacles to life come near, please appear to me, Savior Amitayus, and through your four activities, tame your disciples, appearing to them clearly in whatever form is fitting. As soon as your form is seen, may all obstacles to life be extinguished without exception. When you appear in whatever form is fitting to your disciples, Savior Amitayus, may we be able to recognize those forms as you, and may a faith that is not artificial and that is unshakably strong arise. Through the power of that faith, may we meet directly with you in the form of virtuous friends throughout our lives, Buddha Amitayus, receiving direct teachings and never becoming separate. Throughout all my future lives, may I be held in the kindness of a fully qualified mind and virtuous teacher, the root of all ordinary transcendent good qualities, and may that teacher become very happy with me. Also, at that time also, through the power of a strong, unshakable faith toward my virtuous guide, may I only perform activities that please my teacher with all three doors of my body, speech, and mind. May I not do anything that would cause my guide to become displeased for even an instant. Having pleased my virtuous friend, may every holy instruction be bestowed without leaving anything out, and may I diligently practice. Understanding whatever meanings are taught, may I strive to be able to accomplish them completely. May I not become influenced for even an instant by misleading friends or non-virtuous teachers. Throughout all my lives, may I have reason, faith in cause and effect, renunciation, altruistic wish for enlightenment, pure view, and all knowledges entered into effortlessly, experienced without break. Throughout all my lives, may the roots of virtues I perform through body, speech, and mind serve to benefit others, becoming a cause for their pure enlightenment. May all the diseases that sadden the minds of sentient beings that result from karma and temporary conditions, such as the harms of God spirits, illnesses, and the bhutas, not occur in the realms of the world. May whatever sufferings there are from life-threatening diseases that, like a butcher leading an animal to be slaughtered, separate the body from the mind in an instant, not occur in the realms of the world. May all embodied beings be unharmed by acute, chronic, and other epidemic disease, the mere sounds of whose name terrify beings, as though they had been placed inside the mouth of Yama, the Lord of Death. May all embodied beings be unharmed by 80,000 causes of interference, the 360 evil spirits that harm suddenly, the 424 diseases, and so forth. May whatever sufferings there are due to disturbance of the four elements, depriving body and mind of every happiness, be totally pacified, and may the body and mind have radiance and power, and be endowed with long life, good health, and well-being. By the compassion of the gurus and three jewels, by the power of the dakinis, Dhamma protectors, and guardians, and by the power of truth of the infallibility of karma and its results, may all these dedications and prayers be fulfilled. Jiten kangir pende maluha gale juwe sante lishino kakin sume tenzin gyatsola summa gyapso tuisherujusho onto su chashi jangyawe tenzin jangyawe kunzo dongorze chosun kurebe nandudu Pahato sotu chekande shaten show. Through eliminating all, your appearance dispels the darkness. Your clear mind knows 84,000 of Dharma, the power to remedy to 84,000 delusions. Your proclaiming dependent rising itself is victorious in battle with the Mars. I worship the supremely kind great Vajradhara on my crown. Clarifying the scriptures and realization, teaching and learning, you spread and illuminate those teachings, or that are not spread in the world. Having become an actual son of the conquerors, you bear hardships with patience. In your continuing is the realization of perfection of wisdom, subtle dependent arising. Precious jewel, Lord, pleasing love and compassion, deliver us upon sin. Treasury of mastery, all rising interpreted in definitive scriptures, supremely great, long great, fully comprehending and clarifying the meaning of emptiness and compassion, you guide all beings in the path of liberation. Perfectly qualified spiritual friend, my guru, please remain forever. She protects from fears from three times and Aritara. Please increase the lifespan and activities of beings who preserve the holy Dharma and always without separation develop their spontaneous actions. By the infallible days and few roots, may all be auspicious. 兄弟得心下班扎，兄弟安达巴左贝桑耶门迪拉贝里耶日迪嘎波拉扎塞罗。Due to the blessings of the victorious ones and the bodhisattvas, the truth of empowerment and rising, and the following my pure special attitude, taking responsibility, may all the ends of my pure prayers be accomplished. While appearances, sounds, and the one which is known, being the deity, the mantra, and the Dhammakaya, manifest the limitless actions of the holy bodies and transcendental wisdom, may my mind become one taste and drop into the holy mind, inseparable from the practice of the great, profound secret yoga.